All right, welcome to Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show, and do I have a show for you guys today? We're going to be talking about Solana in the IQ raising event. We're also going to be talking about Solana as an ecosystem and trying to break it down for you, explore it for you, and give you all that we can to raise that crypto IQ and help you become a better speculator, just understand the technology better. So first and foremost, let's come over to the Solana ecosystem. And I'm just going to flash that on the screen for just a moment. Let's see. There we go. Let's start with our crypto bubbles. We'll come back to that in just a second. And this thing constantly refreshes, so this looks good. So Siren is down 59%. I was going to say 60%. Who wants to be overly exact all the time? It's basically down 60% to about a low. Right now it's about $1. It was as low as 79 cents. But it fell from $2.55, which just kind of goes to show why I never said I really liked this project. I always got a weird vibe from it, that it was a little bit not well put together. For whatever reason, it could be a team dropping the ball. It could be people not doing, not knowing really how to run the project. And it could also be rug pull type behavior. I don't know. I just noticed when we go to the website for Siren, which is supposed to be an AI agent, that a lot of times the website wouldn't work, and when you click to go to like the next step to really check out the agents, that wouldn't work at all, and that game, put a bad taste in my mouth. Anyways, I do love to see quite a bit of green. Let's see what the overall... Wow, we're actually down today. Let's refresh this and see what we're at. No, we're up 0.1% to 2.5 trillion. We've been kind of sitting in the same place. How's all my people out there in the chat? Shout out Melissa. And where's everybody at? Weird. Is it because I did a short stream yesterday? I've heard from Blues Guy. Blues Guy's on his way home. He'll be here. He's driving in the snow. It looks dangerous and cold. Tau up 13%. Quant up 7.5%. FET up 8.7%. XLM up 6.6%. It'll probably take people a minute to get in. So we'll let them all come in. We'll kind of do our normal stuff, and then we'll look at, the Solana ecosystem. I was going to do it right off the bat when the stream started, but I'm glad I didn't. ADI up 9.2%. Matter of fact, let's take a look at ADI, because it keeps coming up in our bubbles as having nice gains, but I'm not seeing it in the trending or anything like that like I was really kind of hoping for. 355.9 million in a market cap, 999 million, so just one short of a billion. Circulating supply 97.3 million, so very little of it actually in the circulating supply. But what is it? It says it's infrastructure. It's a layer 2. So is it an Ethereum layer 2? Token.addy.foundation, the blockchain for real world impact. Says, hey, look at Underground with new or different clothes there. I like you. Yeah, I just didn't put my hair all the way back with the dread sock like I normally do. Just going for something different today. Actually, I have like a headache. I don't know if it's from my hair or not, but I think it might be. So I was trying to wear it a little different so it didn't pull on my neck. That's the honest truth. Anyways, glad you like it. Legacy chain fails regulated economies. That's the problem. I like how they outline this. This is very like business. What's the problem? What's our solution? And then they have a why not, right? So the problem is legacy chains failing regulated economies. Public blockchains lack built-in compliance. Enterprise chains can't meet open global interoperable standards. Both fall short of sovereign grade payments, identity, and registry infrastructure. So no built-in regulation compliance, high transaction cost at scale, limited institutional adoption past the solution, ADI, right? And we're taking their word for it here. Ethereum security plus layer 3 compliance. What's layer 1, layer 0, layer 2, layer 3? We get into all of that stuff here at Underground Crypto, so stick around. ZK rollup architecture using airbender proofs. Okay. I've never heard of the term airbender proof, so I would love to know what that actually means. Settling on Ethereum native L3 framework enables jurisdiction-specific compliant modules without fragmenting liquidity. And then, why not? This is the part I wanted to see. Digital infrastructure is reshaping. Okay. Governments are building digital payment rails exactly. Identity systems and asset registry. Stablecoin regulation is accelerating. ADI is positioned for this transition. Okay, so it seems like this project very much feels like they're ahead of the curve and they see what's coming with the regulation. I'd love to see, are they American based? I didn't think so. It just says layer 2. It doesn't really say. Let's go to their Twitter real fast. It says it's working, sir. Hey, I like that. So ADI chain, 34.3 thousand followers, so kind of small. I could see why people would speculate on this coin, right? ADI chain is the first institutional layer 2. So right there is a good narrative, right? For stable coins, RWAs in MENA, trusted by governments, built to bring emerging economies. So I would say in the realm of speculation, people probably like this because it's built for institutions. Institutions have big money. You cater to them, they invest. That's the idea, not the guarantee. Now, RWAs, of course, tokenizing everything goes hand in hand with moving Wall Street, stock market, New York exchange, if you will, on the blockchain, and then everything else as well. I could see how you bring those two together because institutions are very much involved in all of that stuff. So I understand where they're going in the picture that they're trying to present here. Pin post from February 12th got 266,000 impressions. Remember, we never know if they paid to have that boosted. DDSC is hosted exclusively on ADI chain compliance ready blockchain infrastructure. So their whole kind of claim to fame here is their blockchain is already compliant. So you just join on, get on board, and there you go. The UAE DIRAM is now live on the ADI chain, and I probably didn't say that right. So it looks like they're taking this thing global. I don't believe it's like an American-based project. And while we're waiting for people to roll in, I figured I'd hone in on a project and deep dive it, just so people can get an understanding of what we do here. Token generation event, December 8th, 2025. Let's look at some market cap type stuff, right? And I'm not going to come down here when the market cap was 0. That's kind of pointless. So it really looks like it started with about 104 million in market cap. It's been as high as 373. So technically you're looking at this project very much closer to a top in market cap, and that very much goes hand in hand with price if you understand your tokenomics. If you don't know your tokenomics, that is a great reason to raise your crypto IQ, because tokenomics are extremely important. I remember when I used to invest in cryptocurrencies and I didn't really understand tokenomics. I'd heard the words tokenomics, but I didn't understand them. And it's so much less complicated than you think it is. So if you don't understand what that is, throw it in the chat and I will do my best to explain very quickly to you. I think I can do that. All right. What I like about this is what they're promising. I would love for it to kind of dip a little bit. You know, just thinking out loud here. I know everybody wants to make a buck, number go up, right? If we are in the bottom of a bear market, this could be a great buy right here, right pretty much where it is. It's done nothing but go up, right? And it has the whole institutional narrative and stuff, so it's probably going to get the attention of some bigger speculators, right? On the other hand, if we're not at the bottom of a bear market and Bitcoin takes a crash to something like, 30,000, 35,000, or even 40,000, best believe this is probably going to go lower and be a better time to actually scoop some up. So I would be keeping an eye on that. I really used to always have my notepad here, and I don't. Melissa, can we do a thing? I need you to help me, because one thing I wanted to start doing, and shout out to my wonderful mods who always help me. Blues Guy will be here earlier, but I got Melissa here with me right now. I want to start a list of projects that we want to watch for possible accumulation, just as a community. Not telling anybody to buy anything. This is more of my personal opinions, and I haven't bought anything. I'll let people know if I actually buy something. But anyways, ADI should be on that list. Can we make a list somewhere? Do you have a notes on your phone or something? And then we can start a tab, and then after today, maybe we'll post them directly over to the Discord. By the way, shout out to the link in the free in the chat of our free Discord. Always trying to say 6 things at once. Anyways, we kind of went a little off topic here talking about ADI, but I keep seeing it and I want to know why it keeps getting a little bit of a pump. Now, I think we've done a really good job with a lot of these other tokens. Lighter, we talked about Lighter for a long time before the token ever came out. Grass, I talk about Grass all the time. Link in the description to Grass if you want to use your leftover internet bandwidth that you already pay for and use it to make you some money. Now, Venice token is new on the radar, but it's hot. It has done well pretty much since it came out. Looks like its best dip was about to 93 cents before it really took off. High of $7.79. This thing has been doing really well. We've gone over it a few times. Basic attention token or attestation token, right? No, this is attention. Okay. I'm confusing it with another one. Fluid. So we do a pretty good job of staying on top of these things. What is this? Ontology. I don't know what this is. Let's go take a look at it. So Ontology is sitting at about 7 cents. It's down 94%. Let's see where this thing roughly token generated. March 22nd, 2018. So this thing is old. If you go to say like the monthly, does it look like? Okay, so it did have this big pump. If you're dialed in, not on the max, right? But if you're dialed in here to say like the 7-day, it did have a nice pump from about 4 cents to 7 cents. So 57%, right? 67.1 million. It's not something I would be interested in, honestly. I would maybe keep an eye on it. The first thing that comes to mind to me when I see a token like that old just come up with a boost, and again, although it is getting a tiny bit of pump right now, it's almost, up 60%. I wouldn't expect it to keep running necessarily unless there was like a news cycle or some kind of upgrade or something special going on in their ecosystem getting attention. If it's just a random spike because somebody bought a lot of it for whatever reason, I wouldn't necessarily take that as a buy signal personally. All right, so we have Impossible Cloud Network Token. I think they could have picked a longer name if they really thought a little longer. They probably could have came up with a much longer name. Shout out to them. I don't know a ton about this project either. I think we're going to start doing a little bit more deep diving directly from the crypto bubbles because I do find a lot of cool stuff here. Anyways, we are going to move along with the show. Melissa says, question mark. Okay. All right. I think she understood. So far on the list of things that we're looking at to potentially be good buys at the bottom of the bear market, if we can time that right, ADI would be the only coin that I mentioned so far, but we're going to keep an eye out for that. Done in my notes. I put Lighter on there too, just in case. Okay. I mean, Lighter is one that I think we all had some high hopes for. But Lighter, I don't think delivered, in my opinion. And the space that it's in, decentralized exchanges, when it was hot, that was heavily anticipated that I think that they really botched it up, to be honest with you. I think they took way too long to generate their token, Lighter. They should have generated the token in the time period where everybody was amped about decentralized exchanges and they were what was pumping. That was the category everybody was honed in on. And then they didn't take advantage of that. And then that whole excitement died down. BTC dropped in price, so everybody got scared in the market. And then way down the line, they decided to token generate when nobody cared. I think that was a bit of a fail. Maybe they didn't think that the market was going to pull back so soon, and the hype for that was going to die. Sometimes when things are going your way, you're on top of the world, you think it's going to keep going like that, right? And we don't ever talk about BTC dominance. A lot of the crypto shows that I've watched for years before I ever had one of my own, they always every day started with the market cap, dominance of Bitcoin and ETH, the GWE cost, maybe because it's just at the top of the page and it's easy. Maybe we'll start doing that. All right, let's run through. So Bitcoin, $70,862. Above 70 right now is good. If we can hold above 70, maybe we could do something a little bit more fancy. Let me open up TradingView. And although I have, honestly, a massive headache, I'm feeling great. Oh, I never hit that top button. What's up with that? All right. Gotta have the top button. It's far more classy. Although I'm wearing like a black. Should have gone with a different color. Anyways, let's open up the charts here and see what the heck we see for BTC since we're talking about it. All right, hopefully it switched over to TradingView. Let me know if you don't see TradingView on your screen here. I mean, very cup and handle, but we kind of got faked out before, right? Let's do the thing. I very much felt like we had a cup and handle here. Right, I thought we were going to get something here. And this is on a large time frame, by the way. This is a 4 hour. So, like, it's not going to just boom straight up, right? It's on a 4 hour time frame. And then I guess you could have taken more like a measured move of this falling wedge, because there's patterns and patterns. And matter of fact, we got really close there. Let's zoom that in a little bit. So if you would have played this cup and handle idea, or, you know, take away the cup and just say you would have played this falling wedge, you know, that falling wedge would have give you the measured move of this. Give you a measured move, which is this line here, and you got really close. It's still, let's go and grab our price movement here. Say you got just like a medium price down here at the bottom of the wedge, not the perfect. That was a 13.7% move for BTC. Right now, BTC really feels like you got to play it on higher time frames. It's just so volatile any other way, but that's just how I feel. Anyways, the other thing I wanted to say is, what if, now that that's played out, we're really looking at more of a cup and handle now, just kind of negating that previous cup and handle that we were looking at? Or does it just continue to do this on us, right? So there's your cup, and then here's your handle, kind of deal. And then that's kind of the same thing. You take the measured move of the whole cup, or you could take the measured move of that falling wedge from the breakout. Very different in where they would be going, right? And that's just kind of what I'm looking at right now. If we delete all of that, kind of make it a little bit bigger. Just exploring my thoughts live here with the best that I can with some life or vision. Are we getting something like that? It was very ugly drawn. The shoulder, a head, and then what? Like maybe a longer shoulder. Get something like that going. Kind of like my cup and handle idea better. Cup and handle, inverted head and shoulder, right? Very typical reversal patterns if we were going to be at the bottom of a market. All right. Let's get back to where we were. I'm constantly reorganizing the stream. I'm constantly trying to make the show better, flow better, and give you guys the best value. So if you like that, go ahead, smash the like button, and subscribe. Subscription, that is a personal choice. Maybe consider them custom emojis with the membership. I made sure the membership was super cheap so that, you know, you wouldn't even notice it if you paid for it monthly, $2 or something in that nature. I forget exactly what it's, $2 to $3, one or the other. The black shirt is fine, matches the glasses in the headband. I know it's almost too much black. I need to switch my my CoinGecko here from being in dark mode. I'm just going to disappear and fade into the background. Anyways, let's continue our price rundown. So we said Bitcoin 70,862, Ethereum 2,162. To me, BTC above 70,000 is very much like Ethereum above 2,000 right now. We just want to hold that psychological level. BNB $640, XRP $1.42, Solana $91.46, Tron 30 cents, Dogecoin 9.5 cents, so a little bit of a tick up there. Cardano 26 cents, kind of high, almost 27 cents. Hyperliquid $40.64, up 8% in the last 24 hours. Chainlink up $9.29. It's actually down 5.7% on the last 7 days. Monero or XMR $340, XLM, Stella 17.5 cents roughly. Avalanche $9.64, Zcash $244. Sweet, 95 cents. BitTensor, $335. Memecore, $1.73. Memecore's not looking so bad. Let's pull up Memecore's like little monthly chart here. Hitting nice highs up in like $1.90, I think is what it, $1.94 is the highest I'm kind of finding here quickly. With the pullback, Memecore might be a good one to actually go look at. Let's go do that. When our regulars are not showing up in droves, I guess I'm going to kind of hang out and do my thing and mix it up a little bit, experiment a little bit. I think that's a good move. Espresso still hanging out around that 786 mark. I see some support and resistance basically like right where it's at, right? These wicks over here got like 1, 2, 3, and then you even have it come up and bounce right there. Let me see, let me circle it for you. This is Espresso, by the way. This is not Memecore yet, where it bounced. So you had an SR flip right there. So I would be monitoring that. Espresso could be a good buy. It seems like a very cutting edge project, modular blockchain, all of those different things. It is really rounding out here, right? Very much rounding out, and I like that. It's at 786. Looks like it could be a good buy. Anyways, let's go take a look at Memecore, ticker M, and Anoma. What a sad thing. I had high hopes for what it was trying to do. They're still building. It may do something at some point, but it seems like token was launched way too early and they were not ready. All right, here's Memecore perpetual contracts over on Binance. I think that's a large enough platform here. And we are on the daily. Kind of looks like you got a bit of a breakout maybe. Let's zoom us in. So kind of all times high, $2.99. And look at that M. See how beautiful that played out. Huge pump, made an M. And did what an M is supposed to do. Let's see what the measured move was on that. I mean, very close. I might have been a little overly ambitious with that measured move. Let's see. There we go. And you didn't quite get the full of that measured move, but I mean, you definitely would have got the right direction and had a nice move there. 200 just coming into play on the daily. It's not that old of a coin. Let's see, what does this say? Monday, 7th July. So the 7th of July, 2025. Let's get a little more dialed in here. It might be kind of doing what we like here. It's not above the 200, but it is flagging out with the 21 coming up to touch. But remember, according to the Lifer Vision, if you're under the 200-day moving average, you have a less likely chance of a bullish move playing out and more likely of a bearish move playing out. Let's bounce back into the 4-hour. I like Memecore quite a bit. I like Memex quite a bit as one of their products. I'd kind of like to see what else they're building in that ecosystem. Camsta in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. Love to see our regular names here. We're taking a look at Memecore. See a whole lot of other pattern there other than this. Looks like it's flagging out 21 intact. So if you look at it on the 4-hour, it's above the 200. Your moving averages starting to really get tight. I mean, look how tight they were here before you got that big move, right? Then you kind of pull back. One thing I'd really like to see here, get rid of some of these other drawings. Well, let's get rid of all the drawings. Let's look at our Fibonacci retracement tool. pull the entire range, if you pull the whole range, you're looking at a very close to a 786, definitely golden pocket retracement. I mean, you could even see a bit of a cup and handle there. But if you kind of pull more and not use all the wicks here, it's about the same thing, honestly, because you pull it up in both directions. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if this kind of dips back down, or even dips back down and then gives you an inverted head and shoulder, right? All right, definitely got meme core on the radar. Anything else anybody wants to look at, let me know. I'm going to probably bounce back and forth here. So let's bounce back over to where we were. Says, thank you for all your hard work. Bless you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Melissa. And look at that, member for 2 months, showing off that she's been a member here, that it is worth being a member here. Did it never go to TradingView? Did TradingView ever show up? All right, I don't know what happened there, but we're just going to go ahead and move along. All right, and then the last thing we always look to see where Flair's at for Blues Guy, who will be here shortly. 85, still in the top 100. Love that. All right, well, today we are going to be talking about the Solana ecosystem, right? See how best I want to do this. Trying to make it so you get like a nice big screen. There we go. And then I have to have it up somewhere else so I can actually look at it. So this is the Solana ecosystem. NW in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. Love to see that name in the chat. So I was trying to find the most up-to-date, ecosystem map, and I think this is about as best as I could find. So first of all, you got wallets. All right, many different wallets. Do you need to know the name of every wallet? I don't know. Is that of value to you? Not sure. Yes, do you think Caspa is still a good buy? Let's see. Reliable J says, member for 1 month. Melissa beat me by 1 month. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. Love to see that some time is ticking by and you guys have been members for a while. We'll take a look at Caspa in just a minute. Let me introduce this Solana ecosystem here. So we have wallets, right? We have infrastructure. We have tooling and exploring. You can imagine tooling. Anytime you see tooling, just think developer, right? Exploring is usually for looking at the transactions, like an explorer of any ecosystem, really just where you go to see all the transactions. Oracles, Pith, that's one you might recognize. We're going to dig into each one of these a little bit more, other than stable coins, because who wants to look at a bunch of stable coins? But really where it's at, this DeFi and applications, and of course, your boy loves some gaming. We'll check out some of these gamings. Maybe we'll save some of that for DeFi Friday. Have a feeling that this DeFi Friday is going to be lit because we're going to be going through a bunch of ecosystems, right? And I'm going to be making a little bit of a mental note, all the different gaming projects, and I probably won't go into them right then and there, right? Melissa says, oops, sorry. Nothing to be ashamed of. All right. So before we get too deep into that, and let me know, is there anything that you see in this ecosystem, whether in DeFi or applications or infrastructure, that you specifically want to know about? Throw that in the chat. I'll make sure I get to it. I'm not saying I'm going to get to it right away, but we will definitely get to it. But you guys know what it is. I want to raise that crypto IQ and tell you a short story about Solana and its ecosystem and what we're really trying to show tonight. So we did Ethereum. Now, what was Ethereum? Ethereum is the core, right, of DeFi. Second project really after Bitcoin. I don't know if there were some smaller ones in there that we just don't even know about anymore, but Ethereum, for all intent purposes, like the second real crypto project that came out. And it wanted to solve a problem Bitcoin probably didn't care about, which is smart contracts and the ability to build Web3 the internet built on top of the internet. So let me tell you a quick story about some Solana. Solana doesn't feel like Ethereum. And again, that was yesterday's show. We're moving to Solana now if I didn't say that. It feels faster, more reactive, and more alive. You open an app and things just happen. Transactions go through almost instantly. Fees are low. You barely think about them. And because of that, behavior on that network changes. People trade more, they experiment more, they take more risks, and environment itself feels different. But that difference isn't random. It isn't by chance. It comes from design decisions. And think about how many years later we got Solana. Solana had a lot of time to build what they thought maybe were improvements than Ethereum did. Once Ethereum was running, they've been trying to fix things as it runs, but you can't just shut down the chain to do these things. At least that puts a bad taste in most people's mouth. It's not usually a good idea. When the chain goes down, it usually signals bigger problems. So Solana was built with different priorities. Instead of maximizing decentralization first, it optimized for speed and throughput. It processes transactions extremely quick. It keeps the cost low, and it allows users to interact with applications in real time. This creates a completely different kind of ecosystem. Instead of carefully planned transactions, you get constant activity. Now remember, we did a whole show about the blockchain trilemma. Anybody remember any of that? And what are the three things that crypto really needs? And two, you can only really get two well at a time. Nobody's been able to do all three well without having to sacrifice one of them, right? And the best usually get is two, like speed and things like that, and then you sacrifice somewhere else, maybe in security. Okay, so instead of slow transactions, you get rapid feedback. Instead of infrastructure first, you get experience first, and that changes everything. We got some visualization maps that they were recommending to me, and we'll get over to our talking points, but we're going to come back for that shortly. So again, here's the ecosystem. I have it pulled up over here. I'm excited to dive into a lot of these things with you guys. But before we do, we're not quite done with our regular rundown. What's the Fear and Greed Index, the altcoin season index, what is trending over on CoinMarketCap. Excited as I am, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Melissa with the super chat. Thank you, thank you. 2 super chats. You're killing it tonight, Melissa. Thank you very much. Blues Guy is finally here. Welcome in, welcome in. Byzantine General's problem. I wish I knew why he said that. Chris Gross in the house. Thank you for being here. 333, my fellow lifer. Givers gain. I don't know why. I always feel like saying that when you come in and put that 333. All right, let's go see what's trending. Fear and Greed Index was at 14. Nothing spectacular has happened, right? So BitLayer, let's make this the top 20 and not the top 10 real quick. There we go, before we get going. So BitLayer, Bitcoin DeFi, Katana Financial, BitLight, Bitcoin DeFi again. Notice that. We got 2 Bitcoin DeFi projects in I guess the spotlight, however you really want to say it. Melissa says, I wish I was the queen of crypto. We would all be rich and living next to underground house or cafe for sure. Yeah, our cafe, tire, juice center, tire shop, mechanic shop. We put everything together. It was pretty funny. Superform, all about yield, tiny market cap. Bedrock. We've been over this project before. I don't know it off the top of my head, but with a name like Bedrock, I think you guys can get a picture there. We'll go back over that. Nexira, or Nexi, right? NW says, Byzantine General's problem is the blockchain dilemma, choosing 2 of 3 of the triangle. Okay, that's what I thought you were getting at, but I just wanted to double check in case it was something you wanted me to look at. It's already here, madame, not just in sight yet. Yep, you got to have that faith in what is unseen. Backpack's been around for a while, but the token I don't think was out. I don't think they had a token. So we'll have to look at that. I could be wrong. It could just be finally in the spotlight over here on Crypto Rank. No. Token generation event, the 23rd of March, which was yesterday. So The token generation the project's been around for quite some time. Fabric Protocol, or Robo, is all about real-world agentic networks and things, actual physical robots, warehouses, restaurant, servers, and cooks, like all the different applications that you can see AI running, grocery store, bagger, stalker, whatever it is, right? Amazon, boxing up what you bought, moving stuff around in the warehouse. That is what Fabric Protocol is all about. BitTensor, AI as well, but not so much on the physical side of things. BitTensor is definitely the most, I don't know if prestigious is the right word, but serious AI crypto project, right, would be Tau. Monad, everybody knows Melissa is the queen of Monad. Shout out to Monad. We've been over that many times. FET, Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. There's been issues there. It's been trending constantly daily. I don't know what's going on. I would like to see if there's maybe an announcement on their Twitter. Let's go check that out. Why are they kind of suddenly being hyped again? Are they finally going to do something? There were 3 projects that were all supposed to come together. I think one of them backed out. I want to say it was like Ocean Protocol, I believe, actually backed out. Goes back to the 1st of February 2019. Let's go to their Twitter and see if there's been like any kind of recent news that's kind of propelling them. I'm not really sure why this is relevant all of a sudden. So the pin post, ASI product and development update, but when is it from? March 20th. That was just a few days ago. 138,000. What do we got under that? The closed alpha is complete. That was 14 hours ago. Singularity Net, which I believe is a part of the super intelligence. Nice, can't wait. Love Monad. I got like 2,000 tokens from the backpack airdrop. Another sad one after over a year of using it. Oof. 2,000 tokens. What was it at? What was the price of it? I'm in the wrong place. All right, we'll come back to that in just a minute. We were checking out ADI. If you weren't at the stream right away, then you missed out on potentially a gem there. So fetch.ai. All right, I'm just looking for any big news. Probably have to dig a little bit deeper and take a little bit more time. I don't want to bore everybody just looking for one very specific thing. I need to be following them, that's for sure. All right. You didn't see Panzer Dogs. Zama, or fully homomorphic encryption. Centrifuge. I believe that's a Chinese, right? Isn't this a China-based project? I hope I'm right, because I've been saying that for a while. Arbitrum, Base, Ethereum, and Plume. Not that it being a China project makes it bad. Not saying that. Huh. This thing has only been around for a few days. I must be confusing it with something else. The 16th of March, 2026. Okay. Centrifuge is a platform for real-world assets tokenized on Ethereum virtual machine. Let's go look at their website. Let's go to the actual app. Access tokenized assets on Centrifuge. I swear there was another. I must be confusing another project. It is what it is. You win some, you lose some. Yeah, at least you got something. Yeah, for sure. And who knows how we'll feel about that Robinhood testnet airdrop. I could see it being really great. I could see it being really dismal, where like they know people will know that they have money and they'll think they're going to get something. So they know people will participate and they don't actually have to give them anything. So we'll see how that goes. This is all about tokenized assets, right? Obviously, I don't have a portfolio. It is very Web3. I haven't connected a wallet, though. Here's your DERWAs, right? And these are just RWAs. So only 5. They only have 5 RWAs. There's APY here. Tokenized. What is this? Can I see the full thing? Oh, there it is. Amon. What happened? I want to read the whole thing. Tokenized Apollo Diversified Credit Fund. Has Ethereum, OP mainnet, Base, and Plume. It's an interesting combination here. Yeah, is it? Yep. To avoid. Designed to tokenize real-world assets such as invoices, real estate, private credit, and bring them on chain as collateral for loans. Exactly, and you can see that's kind of what they've done here. All right, moving along. We have a lot of stuff to go over tonight. I hope everybody's buckled in and ready to go. I apologize again for the short stream yesterday. I feel bad about that, but sometimes it's just a necessary thing. Pax Gold, Bitcoin, Aptos, Plasma, Aztec, which we've been talking about long before they even generated a token, and DYDX is a decentralized exchange native to what ecosystem? It's on the Secret Cosmos ecosystem, which is really interesting. We tried to dive into Secret one time. That was really confusing. So DYDX token is the layer 1 protocol for the DYDX chain. It's in the Cosmos ecosystem. Tomorrow is going to be all about Cosmos, so maybe we can get into that project a little bit more. It allows businesses to access liquidity without intermediaries, while investors earn yield from real-world cash flows rather than crypto market volatility. Nice, I like that. I'm ready. Let's blast off. Exactly. Before we go too far, was there anything I really wanted to go over? Oh, Bedrock. Let's take a quick look here. Let's see, a lot of ecosystems here. Mantle, Merlin, that's interesting. Babylon, Arbitrum, Engine, I think it's supposed to be Optimism, BitLayer. Some interesting ecosystems to be a part of. You'd think you'd see like, since it's on the BNB blockchain, but it's not in the BNB ecosystem. Very interesting. Always a ton to learn, even though I do this almost every single day. It's always a ton to learn. Bedrock is a modularized. So there's a, modular. We've been talking a lot about what that means. Hopefully you get that. And multi-chain liquid restaking protocol. So modular, restaking. Shout out again to CryptoRank for all the pop-ups. We love that. We don't know what we would do without at least 2 to 3 pop-ups every time we click on anything on your platform. Sponsor your boy. Pay me for all these pop-ups I have to keep clicking out of. He says, yep, UG looking sharp tonight, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Like I told Melissa in the beginning, I don't think anybody was here. I had to wear my hair a little different because I had a massive headache starting the stream. And I think it's from the way I was wearing my hair. Anyways, enough about that. Chilling around 17.5 cents for Bedrock. Let's check out the website real quick before we move along. Discover the world of UniBTC. Liquid restaking. We've talked a lot about what restaking is. Bedrock empowers you to maximize your assets with innovative liquid staking and restaking solutions. We're simplifying DeFi and making it accessible and rewarding everyone. Let's launch the app, see what the actual Web3 product really looks like here. Diamonds to be converted to BR tokens. Hold on one second. All right, and I'm back. So it looks like it's very financial, right? It has a lot of APYs, liquid restaking, as they've said many times. Do they have just regular staking? That I don't know. You got vaults, locking up liquidity, right? You can see your estimated APY 0%. Oh, they're all expired. So is this one open? Very low total value lock. Oh, they all say expired. Okay, so maybe they're not doing vaults anymore. It's not what I like to see when I come on, click on vaults, and then everything's expired and there's nothing to do there. That doesn't seem good. Ecosystem. I mean, they acted like they had a huge ecosystem. All right, let's not get too far into that because we'll probably talk about that some more in the future. Let's talk about the Solana ecosystem. And again, back to our picture, I even have another one as well. Maybe this one will be a little bit better. says, "You looking great tonight in your all black." Well, I'll have to remember that. Maybe I'll have to do this again sometime. Well received. Got to switch it up. All right. An incomplete map of the Solana ecosystem. At least they're very honest, right? Oh, they're gonna let me zoom in. I like that. All right. But I can zoom in, but you can't move around. All right. So you have Dexes, Orca. Wow. That was a bit of a reach there. Orca. Radium, Liquidity, I've never heard of that. Open Book, Phoenix, Fluxbeam, Meteora, and Goose FX. So that's where we're going to kind of dive in real quick. Orca, I've heard of. Radium, I've heard of. Meteora, definitely heard of. But the other ones I've never heard of. So let's go take a look at that real quick. Because, first of all, when you come into an ecosystem, what's most important? Infrastructure, liquidity, things like DEXs, liquidity staking, lending protocols, yield, and of course perpetuals, all very important. It's very interesting that Jupiter, they placed over here in derivatives and perps and not in decentralized exchanges. I think that's very interesting, and I get why they would do that. All right, so let's go look for Goose FX and Fluxbeam and see where they are. So let's see, Goose FX. Am I spelling it wrong? Oh, no, here it is. And let's see how big or small this thing is. It's a decentralized exchange. No websites or anything. Nothing about the fees, really. Oh, here's the website. That's really what we want. We'll go look for ourselves. Stake your Solana. And what was it by market cap? Okay, very interesting. Earn maximum rewards with 0 commission. Earn passive income on Solana with Goose FX Validator. So it's a validator. They had it as a decentralized exchange. I don't know if that's completely accurate here. Of course, a lot of things are multiple things. Of course, it's Solana ecosystem, Solflare, MetaMask, Ronin Wallet are your options. Restaking reward calculator. Okay, so let's say you had 100 Sol, which is a decent amount of money, right? Or here, let's make it better. Let's make it more reasonable. Let's say it's 10 Sol. That's more likely. Well, it's estimating me the APY. I would like it to estimate the APY. I could just put it to max, right? That doesn't really help me. It says you get about, if it got 10%, you'd get about 1 Sol. That makes a lot of sense. All right, I don't know what the point of the calculator is if I'm not actually looking at what the yields are. Yep, let's go. Shout out to Sourced and Sold. If you did not, go to Spectra, go to yields, leverage, and look at the APY. Yeah, on the whole ecosystem. Blues Guy, we will do that at some point, maybe at the end of the show. This is the Solana ecosystem deep dive. I'm sure Flare is somehow wrapped up in it. If it comes across the radar, we'll do that. I know it's very interoperable. I'm just looking at this Goose FX Validator. I thought we were going to look at a decentralized exchange, right? I thought that's where we were headed here. This Goose FX was under decentralized exchanges as we deep dive the Solana ecosystem. So connect your wallet, enter an amount, confirm transactions, start earning. Rewards are distributed every 2 to 3 days. I like that. Why stake with us? 0 commissions, top platform, highly reliable, easy staking, transparent, expert teams, all the things that you would want to hear if you wanted to stake in a decentralized place. I really want to see what the APY is though, and I'm not seeing anything clearly represented here. I mean, I can slide and estimate APY, but that doesn't do me. What does it do if I, estimate 10% APY and then later it turns out I got 5% APY? That's a big difference. It's a 50% difference there. How long does it take to unstake? Only 2 to 3 days. That's nice. What fee do they charge? 0 commissions. You receive 100%. Okay. Why should I stake with your validator? Said our validator ranks number 164 on the GTO network and has a 91.1 IBRL score, indicating excellence, block production, and execution quality. Combined with 0% commission and 99.9% uptime, you get maximum rewards with reliable performance. I like that. I kind of like what they're doing here. Very simple. I would not call this a decentralized exchange. This is why we deep dive. I don't know why they put that in decentralized exchanges. This should be under yield, right? That's where it should be. It shouldn't be under decentralized exchanges. So next, let's look at this liquidity. Let's try to find that real quick. There we are. I don't know anything about this either. He said, oops, sorry, it's about Solana tonight. Absolutely. Yep. On my Spectra, I like Solana. I'm sure wear your best suit to work every day. Absolutely. Liquidity, $1.16 on the monthly. Let's go to max. Up 121%. On the all-time chart, looks like it started pretty darn low. Let's see, can we even get that? Oh, it dipped low to like 0.0004, but really, like, wow. Hold on, wait, is that real? So it came out May 4th. Can we go to market cap? Oof, market cap don't look so great. All right, let's go back to price. Anyways, to answer what I was trying to say here, May 4th, 2022, this goes way back, 115.7 fully diluted value, but we don't have much for market cap. Now let's figure out why that is. Of course, Solana native, don't see any other contracts. Decentralized exchange is what they give it. Let's go to the website here. And the chart didn't look horrible or anything like that. Oops, wrong place. Still the wrong place. There we go. Let's switch it to more like the year. And you see, starting the year, we were at $1.42. You had some lows down here of about 80 cents, and you've already climbed back up to like $1.15 where you are now. That's nice. Using a unique proof of history. Look at that. A new consensus for us to talk about. Mechanism combined with proof of stake, it processes thousands of transactions per second for a fraction of a cent with Sol as its native cryptocurrency. Liquidity is a decentralized protocol, or a decentralized exchange and market-making protocol on the Solana blockchain designed to improve capital efficiency and minimize impermanent loss for liquidity providers. It uses Oracle-driven concentrated liquidity pools to proactively price assets, reduce reliance on arbitrageurs, and offer a more sustainable high-performance trading environment. Wow, we are learning a lot tonight. People who didn't come to the stream, I feel bad for them, because I bet they don't know Goose FX or Liquidity. And Goose FX actually looked like a really decent, more than decent place to stake your Solana, and they pay out every 2 to 3 days. I like that. I mean, I stake mine on Coinbase. I don't know what I'm getting for APY, but I don't know. They probably pay out something like every 48 hours or something like that. Anyways, monthly volume. All right, 622.6 million. Monthly fees about 30,000, and so they must have very low fees. That's what I'm getting from that. Liquidity is winding down. Well, that doesn't sound good at all. Claim all your assets by December 31st, 2026. After this date, all support will end, including this website. Wow. So, there's no reason to get excited about Liquidity, is there? It seems like they're done. All right. This is a dead project as of December 31st, 2026. So, what is the benefit here? Anybody who's watching this and has anything in Liquidity, you should probably get that out before December 31st, 2026. Almost should make a post about that in post, but I have a small small channel. I don't think anybody of, I don't think it's going to get to the masses. Let's put it that way. All right, let's see what else we got. Open book. Let's see what that is. All right, open book. Is it actually a decent? I don't know if we found a decentralized exchange yet, other than the ones I didn't go to because I already knew what they were. So this is openserum.io. Why is it not going? Guess we'll go check out their Twitter real quick. Okay, that did nothing. Weird. All right, so it seems like some of these projects are just kind of dead in the water, maybe. It says it's a decentralized exchange, but when the website don't work and the Twitter doesn't take you to Twitter, I'm going to just say that's cooked. Fluxbeam. And right now we're just looking at decentralized exchanges, right? Fluxbeam here. All right. Do we even have a website for Fluxbeam? Yeah, we do. Fluxbeam.xyz. Disclaimer. Okay, whatever. So this one actually has a swap. Reliable J says Liberty Swap is a cool DEX. I will check that out. I mean, we're on swaps. I assume it's Solana. It serves as a transparent high-performance central limit order book, right? Or a CLOB that matches buyers and sellers' orders directly. Exactly. All right, moving along to Fluxbeam. We got Meme Core on Solana. Oh, they have Fogo too. Nice. So when I see Fogo's a newer project, that tells me this is probably not super outdated like some of those other projects that we were looking at were. And you got trade, so you can trade on here. I like that. I love the ability to trade decentralized exchanges kind of all together. That's really cool. I'm a big fan of that, actually. What other things can you trade, though? So, looks like, let's see what the top tokens are. Okay, so they do have more tokens. Probably have most Solana tokens, right? No, it's actually a pretty small list here. Pippin, a bunch of meme coins, which is kind of lame. Jupiter, Fartcoin. I don't even know if that's actually the original Fartcoin. It's only got like a 2 million market cap, so probably not. Pump, 3 million. That might just be the liquidity on this market. And World Liberty Financial. One thing that is a little bit is when they're not well integrated liquidity and they have really small liquidity for the area. Fluxbot. It looks awful, honestly. That looks terrible. I would never trade that. All right, smart money. Fluxbot, Telegram bot, it looks like. Solana wallet. What's trending? Let's see, is this useful at all? Says Never and Captcha are trending. Thing is, you don't know where they're pulling from. Like, is this trending on here? This is trending across the ecosystem. What do they mean? It could just be what's trending on this website, and that's not a very, it's not a very big value. This looks like a very tiny project, to be honest with you. Gyms, new creations, graduating, graduated. That looks like an interesting mechanism. Fees pause or feed pause. Okay, you can pause the feed. So it looks like it's feeding in real time. I like that. Not that one though. What do they consider graduated? So these are like the ones that were just made literally 53 seconds ago. This one appears like 3 times. Well, I don't know what that's all about. Somebody just trying to crank them out there. Yeah, the meme game is really, really, really oversaturated and full of crap, right? Like, you got Never Give Up with that picture. You have Never Give Up with this picture. Never Give Up with that picture. Those are all different ones, right? Never give up. So like, say you had, this is what I don't really understand. Look, never give up, never give up, never give up, never give up. All different tickers, different pictures. If you had a really good idea and you put it out, you'd probably have 100, if not like 1,000 copycats across different ecosystems immediately. If you just thought of like a really current, relevant, good idea for a meme coin, it just get copycatted to death, right? The liquidity of people who thought it was cool and wanted to buy it would be so spread by people not really knowing which token is like the original or whatnot, that would probably really hurt your ability to get liquidity in the project and therefore get recognition. All right, they have a bridge, they say, liquidity tools. All right, we spent enough time on this. This is Fluxbeam, not to be confused with actually the gaming coin Beam. What else do we have? Phoenix. Let's see if we can pull that up. Oh man, we got quite a few of them. Did I spell it right? Yeah, there's almost too many of those. I don't know which one is which. Phoenix, Phoenix Global, Phoenix Coin. All right, we're going to skip that one because I don't even know which one is which there. And I do have a list, of course, of Solana ecosystem type stuff. Well, we're going to be switching around all over the place. We got a lot of things to talk about. Where'd everybody go? He said, oops, not Solana, sorry, it's Pulse Chain. Solana, I'd say Radium. Yeah. And of course, I was deep diving for some things maybe we didn't know about. We could have looked at Radium, we could have looked at Orca, we could have looked at Meteora, we could have looked at, well, they put it over here, Jupiter, and we still very well may. Let's go to our Solana ecosystem breakdown. And remember, this is in list by market cap, right? So you're going to see Tether USDC top, right? Because they have a ton of volume. And honestly, look at how much more market cap Tether has than USDC. It's a lot. All right. Of course, Solana, USDS, wrapped coins, Chainlink is always thrown in there. It's an Oracle. It's interoperable with just about every chain. Base, Coinbase, Wrap, BTC, Athena, USD1, PayPal, and you just keep going. World Liberty Finance. Where do we get to some of the first like real projects and not wrapped assets? Of course, Jupiter Perpetual Liquidity Provider Token, or the JLP. That's not exactly the same as Jupiter specifically. Rapsol, Binance, Render. And I'm looking for like, okay, we get to Jupe, right? Take a look at Jupe. And really, everybody probably kind of knows what Jupiter is. I remember many times the lifer saying like Jupiter over $1 is like beginning of altcoin season. So we must be really far away because it's at like 16 cents if you want to be, bullish. About 15.5 any other way. But what I really wanted to show is the website of Jupiter and all the things that it can do, right? It's got swaps, perps, lending protocols, prediction markets, of course, your own portfolio kind of dashboard there, terminals. You can look at different projects. Some of them probably have APYs. Some of them probably don't. They have an org score, so they give some of them scores here. Of course, Solana and USDC, USDT. What is this one? Has an actual score. I don't know what the heck that is. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it does. They all have scores. If anybody remembers Token Metrics, one of the cool things about Token Metrics is they would put out lists of things constantly, and they'd give them scores. And you could easily kind of watch them and then go and look, and then you could easily see how well that their ability to score things was. And it was pretty good. A lot of people liked it. And now they've completely changed up what they're doing. Is our music off? Dang. Why is our list so slow? Or so short now? Is it because I don't have view more on? Alright guys, that won't happen again. Apparently, I have to expand it so it shows more songs so it won't quit stopping all the time. I need to spend some time and go really put together a full-on checklist here. Anyways, we're over at Jupiter, and we're looking at the terminals, and I see that they put scores on things. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's search by score. You can pretty much ignore the top stuff like USDC. Nobody's buying that to try to make any money off of it or hoping it goes up. If it did go up, I don't think people would be mad, but if it goes down, people would be livid. All right, Fartcoin, they're giving a 95.4, and then I don't know what these scores are based on, but it just really reminds me of Token Metrics. I liked what Token Metrics did. I'm sad to see it kind of close down and go somewhere else and do something else. I think they want to capture more of the big money versus just being a product for retail. I don't know why they couldn't do both. Let's see, SpyX has an 83%. A Backpack has an 89.8%. So you could come here to try to maybe speculate on moves things are going to be making. Alpha Scan. They really have a lot of stuff in here. What is Organics? I don't know. I keep clicking it. Nothing's happening. All right, let's go to Alpha Scan. They have a lot of search and filters and stuff like that. It looks like this thing is just absolutely searching meme coins and stuff like that. I feel like meme coins, there's money to be made, but you have to spend pretty much all of your time 24/7 in it. Got to be very comfortable with buying something, selling it, getting out of like just constantly on the move. And let's be honest, if you roll with like what you say you built, say you took $100 and turned it into $10,000, right? And you're trying to keep going. Well, honestly, all it takes is one really bad move and you could lose it all. There you go. You get in something with your 10,000, you're gonna, double it again since you've been doubling from 100 and it's been working somehow. You haven't got burned yet, and you put 10,000 in, and that project rugs 2 hours later, and you just lost all your progress. So you really got to play smart in an arena like that, right? But if you want the big money, you got to keep putting in bigger money, and then it takes nothing to get burned. I'm not a huge fan of that type. Just takes all your day, all your time, and then once you get burned, it's like, you just wasted a lot of time once you got burned. Very much like trading can be too, if you go too hard. Your entire Solana DeFi world. Okay, so this is Jupiter. I feel like most people know Jupiter, but how many people have really come over to Jupiter and really dug into all that Jupiter can do? Blues guy said, yeah, tell me about it. Hey, I feel you. I've been there, done that. And guys, obviously deep diving Solana ecosystem could be multiple week shows, right? And it might be. We might just do the ecosystem deep dive again, not next week, but the next week, and touch everything that we didn't touch the first time around. And maybe we'll do them periodically until we really, because look at all these different projects. How long could this stream be if we went through all of these different projects, right? It'd make for like a really good all-day stream, right? If we did like every Solana ecosystem coin, or like, you know what I mean? Pick any ecosystem that's big, like Solana or something, and just go like through as many coins as you possibly can. We could do that like all day long. All right, very interesting. Let's see, what else do we want to get into? Let's get out of some of this like stuff here and go. Let's go back to this one, and let's go more into like DeFi. Of course, Radium, Popsicle. I think what's going to serve us a lot better is actually our list over here on CoinGecko. So we got Pancake Swap, Pudgy Penguins. Trying to roll through a lot of the like wrapped assets and stuff like that. Prime, SPX 6900, 00. Let's check that out, because you do see 00 quite a bit in the trending. I feel like they actually don't even have the image here. High Performance Global Network. Okay. Infrastructure. Coinless Launchpad. Let's go to their Twitter. Reject all the cookies. Give your validator an edge. 00 built to accelerate blockchain. And let's see how much market cap. Because remember, this isn't listed market cap, right? So that very much must have a nice market cap. 265.2 million. The forever chart, or always chart, max chart, if you will. Doesn't look amazing. From October 1st, 2025, it's lost a lot of value. Let's pull up market cap. Came out with a market cap of like 2.1 billion. And it has really, really lost a lot of that, right? And 63.6 thousand followers. It says a new internet for crypto, AI, and real-time application. Oh no, that is their signal. It's that's funny. So no, it actually isn't broken. That is actually their signal. That could cause some confusion, as it did for me. Pin post March 11th. Introducing 00 Edge, a new platform delivering real-time market data. Okay. Traders and market participants. Okay, I can see the use for that. It feeds raw Solana shreds directly from leaders delivered over a high-performance fiber network. So what, they have like a real physical network? Is that a thing? Infrastructure that levels the playing field for validators and matches traditional trading systems here. Okay. Just trying to get a feel for the project. Just crossed 25.8% of Solana stake publishing shreds via 00 Edge. Sounds very techy, very much in the line of validators, right? And 00 Edge bringing blockchain data to traders. Why do they look like they're on like the stock market floor? Firehouse of shreds at your fingertips. Let's see, can we turn this thing up? Bang, let's do our thing and see if we can actually listen to this. I'm gonna bring the music down. Or wait, no, I want to bring the music up. Pause the music. This is always like a learning curve every time I do this. All right, I guess the audio's not coming through here. Let me make sure that I have. Always moving on the fly here, huh? Let's make sure I have this linked up right. And I'll tell you what that song is in a minute. If it was the one that was just playing. So let's go into I guess the audio's not coming through here. Let me make sure that I have. Always moving on the fly here, huh? Let's make sure I have this linked up right. And I'll tell you what that song is. And I didn't have it linked up right. Get rid of that double echo. Okay, now let's try this again.
Off the public internet. So the first market that 00 Edge is addressing is basically on-chain trading on Solana. So it's the market updates that come out of the Solana blockchain as quickly as possible. And so if you're subscribing to 00 Edge, you receive basically a fire hose of all of the updates from the Solana blockchain. And that's really something that historically you had to go through this kind of cumbersome system of getting data off the public internet, and it would come in out of order, or it would come in at different latencies depending on where you are in the world. And it basically made the experience for professional traders unpredictable. And when you have unpredictability, you have to price in risk, and so you have worse quoting than you'd get otherwise. And so this is really a tool that, finance has been using for years to quote better, to trade better, to make markets more efficient. And for the first time, it's now available in crypto.
Okay, I actually thought that was a really good video. It was worth playing even if it took a second to get it right. Let me get the music back rolling for everybody here. And then kill the tab that is playing music, or Z World, which I've still been enjoying playing. All right, and so that was an explanation of what it is. Kind of techy, but I think that it must really be useful. If you could put 00 on that list, Melissa, I would really appreciate that. Private bandwidth, public benefits. And that list we're going to kind of keep reevaluating. But I want to put this on the list just because I understand what it is now, and I can see why that's extremely useful. It's number 143 by market cap. So it might be one of those ones that we think will go up over time, but probably not your 100xer, right? Very low risk, but also low reward. For those who weren't here, we're going to be building a list of things that we think are worth accumulating as best we can, bottom of the bear market, right? And they're just my personal opinions. None of it is financial advice. So then you have Olympus. So we have a lot of projects here. And these are high market cap projects, right? Official foe. Does give a bit of a warning. We see this warning all the time. It doesn't automatically mean the project's not good. It says it's a meme. Am I out of the loop? What the heck is faux meme? Connecting Web 2 to Web 3. Faux. In the faux X ecosystem, X represents connection. Blues guy hitting the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. And who knew that today we might actually hit that goal when it comes to super chats? 3 out of 5 is pretty good. So much appreciation at administration. Okay, I'm an administrator now, huh? I'm administrating this crypto IQ. In gratitude, Underground. Thank you all for all you do. Stay positive vibes. Absolutely. And the song that you were looking for, I believe, was Daybreak. And we'll just start that over, right? It'll play the first song and then you'll get Daybreak again, actually. Thank you very much. Admiration. I knew what you meant, but it was just hilarious. Administration. Faux stands as the new powerhouse for Web 2, bringing multiple Web 3 ecosystem. It lets newbies enjoy the same vibe as Web 2. Think shopping, entertainment, investing in everyday stuff like that, food, travel, while leveling up with extra perks from the FOMO ecosystem. Now, as this what is presented as like a meme coin, it must do something realistically, because it has a 263.1 million market cap, and I've never heard of the thing, which is crazy to me in the world of meme coins. May 10th, 2025. Now, if I dig deep, I do actually really feel like faux is something I've heard of, but it was like there and then it was gone. So the song is Daybreak, I believe. If it comes on after this song, then it's Daybreak by Major Tweaks. And of course, Blues Guy, I can always give you this information later if you forget it, right? It is in the terms of in the chat. Let's keep moving on before I get lost in the sauce in the chat. All right, let's look at faux on Twitter. Now, everybody kind of stop for a second. You know how we usually run these streams. We do what's trending. We do the story. We do the Raising the Crypto IQ. We run into the Underground Hangout. This is a bit of a different experiment. I want to take a break from just the regular show. And this is a lot of what I used to do earlier in the day. Right? I'm gonna take a second, right? It's my stream. I can do this how I want to, right? Let me go power. I'm hungry here for a minute. Power crazy. Power tripping. So we're gonna pause what I'm doing. Basically what I'm really trying to say, let me collect myself, is what elements of what we're doing today do you really like? That you would like to see more of? These deep dives, the ecosystem stuff, concentrating and digging in on a specific project. You like that I went over a bunch of decentralized exchanges like categories? Do we need to find a way to integrate that into our regular show? How do we deliver as much value as possible? Let me know. I'd love your feedback. For sure. This faux thing looks pretty interesting. And with the chart saying that it only goes as far back as 2025, that kind of makes me, oh, okay. I gotta remember that. Okay, I brought it down. Let me know what you think of the volume now. For sure. Make this a little bit bigger, a little bit better here. Even me out. All right. I don't know. That might be too much. Sorry, I'm messing with this. Wish I could get it the way I want it, but I never can. All right. Leave my song alone. Too low. Okay. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right together. Let's see. Okay. I think about here is where we normally have it. The problem is in OBS where I stream out of, they updated it and they changed the layout for like the audio and stuff, so it doesn't look the same at all. It really throws me off. I have to relearn things, right? Okay, well, I take that as nobody heard what I said, so I'll wrap it up real quickly. What elements of the show that we're doing tonight with the ecosystem, the deep dive, a little bit of a change of pace, which is what I wanted, do you really like? I need constant feedback from my regulars. I need constant feedback from my people because that helps me constantly build the stream. We're still a new channel. We're building in the bear market. I'm vying for your support. I'm vying for people who love crypto, who want to educate, who want to know what's trending every day. Do you want the news every day? Is that a must? Like, the more feedback you can give me, the better. And you give it to me in real time. If I do something, you're like, oh, I like that. Tell me, let me know. Put it in the chat because all it's going to do is guarantee that you have a high likeliness of getting more of what you like here. So I just think it's very interesting that I've never heard of this faux meme, or I heard about it once upon a time and then I never really saw it again. And it says bridging Web 2 and Web 3 with real utility faux X ecosystem. I just find it so interesting that it has such a high market cap for a quote-unquote meme coin. Does it have real utility? We're officially stepping into the FO 2.0 era this July. And that's a pin post from July 8th, 2025. Sounds like this progress update, 2.0 kind of thing is maybe the biggest event or upgrade they've had in a while. It's in a lot of Japanese, so I take it it's not an American crypto. Still only 32,000. Good ratio for the number of followers. And then what do they post on a regular basis? It just looks like meme coin pictures. I don't know. How does this have so much money in it? That's what I'm wondering. How do people not completely bail on this thing? And let's go back to the chart. Let's throw it in market cap. Well, that is confusing. Maybe their data feed is bad, because the market cap was 760 million in market cap May 16th, 2025, and then it fell to zero. See, that doesn't make sense. And it was $0 all the way until the 14th of March 2026, and then it jumped back up to 206. That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna go with that's not real. That doesn't make any sense at all. Why would something that went from 760 million in market cap went to zero, stayed at zero for a really long time, and then somebody just turned around and put 63 million in dollars? No, that doesn't make any sense. Sometimes it's the data feed. All right, let's see. Underground, so sorry, crank it up. What's the song, bro? Absolutely. How's the volume on the music now? Let me know. LOL, about time they do something to make it easier for the users. LOL, OBS UI is so difficult to figure out. Absolutely, Plague Dogs. It absolutely is. How do you know that? What are you streaming, Plague Dogs? You streaming somewhere? Just turn it a bit down. You'll be fine. Okay, so they say we want it down just a bit, just a hair. All right. I made it louder first, just for comparison's sake, right? Let me know if that's even noticeable. I really enjoy the live trading, says Camsta. Duly noted, duly noted. Pulse Chain, Peacock, Pete Die, Proven X, let's go. Reliable J, you seem to really be on the tip with the Pulse X stuff. You could help me out a lot. We definitely have talked quite a few times, direct message on Discord. send me stuff, brother. If you find a project, you like it, just send it to me. Just shoot it over. Just copy and paste that URL, shoot it over to me. Give me like a very quick, like, this is a DEX, this is a meme, like, just whatever. A little bit of direction would be nice, but you could just shoot me links. Highly encourage that from everybody. If you find cool stuff that you like, shoot me a link. And I'm only going to click links from people who I trust. That's for sure. Okay, he says, UG, always amazing. I have some Pulse coins. Nice. Check Liberty Swap. You'd like it if you're in the Pulse ecosystem. Pulse might just be something that we do an ecosystem deep dive about, right? They didn't bail on it because it has a cute fox as a mascot. There you go. Turn it down a little. I think I already did that. Said I will. Have a good night, boys. Oh, Camsta's already out of here. All right, Camsta. Have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. All right. I turned the music down a little bit more. At this point, I don't know where I'm at. Maybe I'd already turned it down, but I turned it down a little bit more. Here, I could turn it on. Have a good night, boys. Oh, Camsta's already out of here. It does seem a little loud at full volume. Let's bring that down maybe a little bit more. Later, Camsta. Have a good one, man. See ya around the blockchain. All right, so that's faux. I really would love to see it. When I start deep diving stuff, I want to spend a lot of time on it. So we got to move a little bit quicker. We're going to come back to these things. I think I'm going to be probably involving more of this ecosystem deep diving stuff more often, right? Okay, music good. Okay, perfect. That's what I want to hear. We want Solana ecosystem. Categories. Solana ecosystem. Ooh, I saw Solana memes as a category. Would that be a fun show or what? I'd probably be ready to pass out after an hour of going through like nothing but meme coin projects. I would be ready to just absolutely pass out. All right, let's go down. Where were we? And sometimes it's really interesting what they consider to be in like Solana ecosystem. Like I saw Starknet. I don't know why Starknet would be considered Solana ecosystem. It's like almost like they throw that tag around. But we found two really kind of interesting projects, 00 and Official Foe. Those are some very interesting projects. Olympus or Ohm, I think most people should probably be familiar with this project. It's been around for quite some time, since 2021. 249.7 million in market cap, infinite max supply, 15.6 million circulating supply. So decently low compared to a lot of things. It's a financial project. I really enjoy the ecosystem deep dives. Could easily be a once a week thing, right? Solana evolves. This would be a different stream 3 months from now. You're absolutely right, Plague Dogs. And I almost, to be honest with you, I almost would like to make it a part of every stream, right? Wouldn't that be a lot of fun? Of course, we could do like a whole show on it. But yeah, I'd like to integrate it kind of in the regular flow of our streams. I don't know, maybe dedicate 30 minutes to it and go through different ecosystems. And when we run out of stuff in one ecosystem, we'll go to another ecosystem, right? And it could go on for weeks and weeks and weeks. If we did that, like if we weren't doing this right now and we did like 30 minutes, 45 minutes a day, deep dive in ecosystem, we'd probably be on Solana for like a month. So I'll definitely take any, anybody who has any ideas about that. I'd really appreciate that. Does Bitcoin has meme coins? No, there's inscriptions. But that's a really good question, Melissa. How far does it go? I've said this many times, but I don't know how much people understand it. Bitcoin doesn't really have real DeFi. In order to have meme coins, kind of need real DeFi. They have very limited inscription ability, right? And then you have upgrades in the Lightning Network and stuff. That's more throughput, transaction speed type stuff. but most Bitcoin DeFi lives outside of Bitcoin, right? It'll be a Bitcoin DeFi project, but it'll be based on Ethereum or be based over in, I don't know, Solana or another ecosystem, which is really confusing because no other DeFi of a network like Ethereum DeFi doesn't live on Bitcoin. You know, there's interoperability, sure, but it's Bitcoin's just in a weird conundrum like that where it just wasn't really built for smart contracts. That's why Ethereum existed. That's a lot of the big point that I was trying to make yesterday, with Ethereum being the core, the history, a lot of the stuff that we did the week before. The point I was trying to make was the fact that, you know, Bitcoin was great, store of gold, digital gold, store of value, very safe and secure, but it wasn't great for building out applications, Web3, all of those kind of things. That was the whole point of Ethereum, really. Why did we need another project if Bitcoin had the full package? And that's why I think people talk about Bitcoin DeFi and they're like, well, there's $1 trillion or multi-trillion dollars that could be flowing around and creating, you know, yield and creating fees for the project. Like, we could get this money moving and we could get it liquid. But I don't think that people that hold Bitcoin, I think that the reason why they're there is very much the opposite. If you are somebody, you bought into the digital gold idea, the hold and the store of value against even inflation and stuff, especially if you have some serious money, you don't want to move it around and do liquid. Like, if you stack bars of gold in your safe, like, you don't pull it out and try to take it to the grocery store and take it down to the bank and get some yield on it. No, you store it. It's a store of value, not an e-commerce of value, I guess. Anyways, way off topic. Solana ecosystem, Ohm. Where else is Ohm located? I don't think this doesn't, yeah. So here's one thing. I'm just talking out loud, you know. When it comes to like these ecosystem stuff, like, I would like if they would give you a category where it was like specifically Solana native tokens. And before I speak too much, let's see if we can, because they have, did I spell Solana wrong? No, I did not. They do have it for some things. You'll see, like, watch, I believe base native is one. All right, and we're not typing. Love that. There we go. Base native. And again, we're always learning and deep diving together, guys. Like, I am not trying to stand here and be like I'm the smartest guy in the universe of crypto or whatever. We're always learning together. Yeah, see, look, base native as a category. So why can't I get, and these are, well, here we go. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Aave is base native. Polkadot is base native. Like, they really gave Polkadot a base native category? That's so stupid. Polkadot is his completely own system. So I don't know who's responsible out here for some of these categories. It seems like they're just slapping them around and giving everything that category. Yeah, I don't love that. That's annoying. All right, let's get back to where we were. Sorry to take us off. Thought I might find something that might make this better. You never know. You would think if you have something like Solana native, base native, or something like that, you wouldn't get like random projects that are interoperable and are across like 30 different chains, right? Am I wrong? All right, I digress. No, these coins ecosystems are too big. You need dedicated systems to do ecosystems, I believe, if you really want to get into the meat and potatoes of that per said ecosystem. Yeah, and we start to dwindle it down, right? Hip to SegWit or Taproot BTC stuff, essentially they're trying. Yeah, I am familiar with a lot of that stuff. You definitely brush up on it. It's been probably a year and a half since I really went down that rabbit hole for the third time. But yeah, they are trying. They are trying to get Bitcoin DeFi running. But what is stopping it? Is it a technical thing? Or is it, I almost starting to feel like it's a lack of people who want to be involved in Bitcoin DeFi. I mean, I think there's a lack of people who really want anything to do with it, to be honest with you. It's not the ethos of Bitcoin. Think Bitcoin maxi. Here's a really good example that you might understand. We have a lot of people who, I guess, consider themselves crypto people, like they believe in crypto, but it's because they've watched a lot of stuff on Twitter or YouTube or these influencers about XRP. XLM falls into it, right? And there's a couple other projects that somewhat get a limelight because they've been told it's connected, but they've really sold them this dream on this huge valuation for XRP. And I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying it hasn't happened yet. And they're crypto people, but they're not. I know a couple of them in real life, and if you know even one in real life, that means there's several out there. And I've dealt with them a lot when you talk to people who are all about XRP or some kind of ecosystem, like the person who was in here about XDC the other day. They were like an XRP maxi, but they weren't. They were just XDC maxi. But anyways, it's like they've been sold a thing, but they don't really know a lot about any other crypto. You try to talk to somebody who's like holds XRP and XLM and nothing else. Try to talk to them about Solana. Try to talk to them about SWI or Say or any other chain. They don't listen. They don't care. They don't want to hear it because they're here because they've been promised all kinds of crazy things about price evaluation, the future of money. You know, there are a few different reasons. But the point I'm trying to make is that a Bitcoin maxi is in that camp as well. They're very dialed into a very specific thing, and I don't think Bitcoin DeFi interests them at all. I don't think that Bitcoin DeFi to a Bitcoin maxi is interesting at all. I think it's scary to them. I think it takes away from what they've been sold about Bitcoin. I think that to them means changes to Bitcoin, and that maybe to them, if they have a lot of money with it, means vulnerabilities or problems, and they just like keep it the same. It works. I don't think that the people who are big in Bitcoin really want Bitcoin DeFi. I'm gonna be honest. Let's see, where were we? Yes, Bitcoin now it has its own ecosystem of meme coins. While meme coins were historically associated with other blockchains like Ethereum and Solana, the introduction of ordinal protocols and Runes protocol, in April 2024 enables the creation of trading of fungible tokens, meme-based tokens directly on the Bitcoin main chain. That's true, but what is the capabilities of them, right? Like, are they as capable as a Solana meme coin? Can you build smart? I don't think so. And if anyone else is involved or has coins in said ecosystem, they could help direct if something is needed to be looked at. Absolutely, Melissa, that's a great idea. I'm running through the chat and talking like we have like 5 different conversations going on at the same time. Shout out to all of my undergrounders. Underground, I think you hit the nail on the head with the BTC maxis. Exactly. Can I say something about BTC DeFi? It's coming. And I agree with you, Blues Guy. Like, I'm not anti-Bitcoin DeFi. I've just been watching it for like a long time with many different projects and many different like cycles of like Bitcoin DeFi trying to get amped up, and it just doesn't run like other things have ran. Like it's just like the projects come out, they get a little bit of hype, a little bit of price action, and usually that would pick up and draw people in, right? And then you'd hear people talking about like getting excited. Like, I just don't see the people get excited about it. Like, I see the projects come out, I see a little bit of, first week, first month kind of like buy-in and speculation, and then it fizzles out. I mean, look at Hemi, look at like a lot of these projects that came out. I'm not saying they don't do what they do and that they're not, building an ecosystem and stuff. I just say I don't see the follow through and excitement. And I've watched it in previous cycle as well. Yep. Yeah, I gotta say, BTC, you'll have the news soon in like a month or so. No idea what you're talking about there. Why don't you just tell us now what the news is? I hear a BTC maxi now. Why would we want a layer 2 and a bunch of bullshit on chain? We want decentralization and security. That's it. Exactly, Plague Dogs. You get it for sure. Sorry I had to mention it. I don't know what you mentioned though. Are you going to tell us what's coming out in a month or so? You want to be prophetic? Let me know. Plague Dog cursed, I'm telling. Oh, okay, that's funny. I guess I did too. No, cursing is not forbidden here at all. I don't try to go crazy with it, but it ain't forbidden. Have you seen what we go over? This is not a show for children. I don't know what kids under like 18 would even have any idea what we're talking about. But there's a lot of smart kids out there, so don't get me wrong. No one cares. I'm just messing with you. Bro, Flare announced it, bringing BTC soon. I mean, that's cool. Flare is very much a financial type thing. You need that as a foundation for DeFi, for sure. But is that really going to push the envelope as far as like building sophisticated applications on Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't know about that. But I'm here. I'm here for the Bitcoin DeFi gaming. I'm here for that, man. Sign me up. Am I in the right thing? Because Solana ecosystem by market cap. Okay, we are on the right thing. And let's keep going back down to where we were. Now, at first, like, any deep dive in ecosystems that we do, we're going to do our due diligence. We're going to run through this top list. We're going to look at things like Jupiter is to Solana as something else is to other ecosystems. But as we get down, we're going to find different things. Zebek, I'm going to skip Zebekin. It's a great project, I think. But I've put out videos about it and stuff like that. I would do my own like whole little deep dive. You know what? What about this? What if we do, I'm brainstorming with you guys. What if we do, I don't know, like a highlighted project? It sounded good in my mind at first. Like, oh, we would do like Zebek, right? And then we would, because we could do Zebek, but then we could also then go into anything like related to Zebek. In Zebek's ecosystem, let's pull Zebek up. Let's use this as an example. Again, we're in the bear market. We're building in the bear market. This is the time for me to try to improve the show, get what people like, scrap what people don't like. And again, don't think you're going to hurt my feelings. If there's something that we do in the show that you're like, we don't really need to do this, I don't find it interesting, tell me. And if enough people say that, then I'm just going to rock with it's not something we need to do. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Be brutally honest. That's what I need, right? You could have made the show better, but you maybe were worried about hurting my feelings. Don't be that person. I don't want to connect to this, okay? I really, really don't. I just want to look at the website. I hate when they do this. Like, just let me look at it. How do I know? Here's the thing. How do I know if I want to connect my wallet if I don't really know if I like it yet? Oh, and Melissa, please put Zebek in, or Zebek. I don't know why I call it Zebek in. It's Zebek Network. Put that on our list of coins. I think we should have like 3 coins. Very, very, very helpful what you're doing. Oh, can we switch this to light? Oof, I would never normally do this, but in the all black, I think I got to. Anyways, let's put that on the list so that we can come back to it. What's the chart look like? All right, here we are with the chart. Oh, looks like I zoomed in and I didn't actually do that. All right, so we are, let's look at, say, the 3-month chart. Actually, let's go with the yearly chart. We had a high of 0.006. If we look at it in market cap, that was $544.7 million. Right now we're at 228.9 without doing any calculated math. I'm going to go with about 50% to 60% loss here. Of course, that's not what it's going to tell you. It says 4.3 because it's going from like where it came out down here, not where it was high to low, right? Anyways, I'm looking to see, like, is this something good that you could ZBC in? And I am all over the place tonight. I don't think I'm terribly off topic here, or off the cuff, but we are definitely doing a different thing tonight, and I hope that that's refreshing to you versus chaotic. So let's go to ZBCN, which I'm sure is here somewhere. Yeah, it's got to be. This is a perpetual, though. I kind of want something more stable. I want to look at maybe more like ZBCN, not a perpetual contract. Maybe Binance got a lot of Glassnode stuff going on here. I kind of want Spot. That's BitGet Spot, though. Dang it. If I'm going to do Spot, I want more of like, make sure you guys are actually seeing what I'm seeing. I want more of like a Binance. Where is Binance at? How is Binance not on this list? Am I tripping here? No Binance? Binance, oh, it doesn't do ZBCN? Anyways, the perpetuals can be very different, so I would rather look at a spot. I guess we're going spot pair on BitGet. I mean, BitGet is a very large platform, so I think that's good enough. Let's do that. All right, all that, and it doesn't really look all that different. Let's go to the daily. And, I mean, this kind of off rip looks like a shoulder, head, maybe shoulder. See what the measured move was there. Whenever I see some TA, I have to go look at it. I got to see if it played out right. I would say that that very much is playing out, has played out. I mean, very different. If you look at your percentage here, that's 67, right? That's full measured move versus the 60 that you got. So, like, you didn't get the other 7% there. That's cool. I never really quite did that like that. That was fun. All right, here's what I really wanted, the Fibonacci here. And we probably want that full range that it gave us right away. And you can't make this stuff up. Look at the consolidation at the 786. And you already started to move up. I wouldn't be surprised if you revisit this area, because, I mean, that's got to be... If you had your VRVP up, I mean, that would be a high node right here. It spent a lot of time at that level. It is also very much like an SR flip. You can see here, here, and then you went above it, came back down, tested. This is why support and resistance is so important. You're under the 200. You've come down. Of course, you did go way under that support, and you hung out, I guess, under that support, really. But it looks like you broke back above it. All right, just do this manually. It's easier. And let's come down into the 4 hour. The 4 hour, I like that. Take a look at this. Let's get rid of our... We know that it's down at the 786, right? Everybody got that? Bang. And then let's do this. I mean, is this more like a symmetrical triangle? That was weird. I thought I copied it. Oh, clone maybe? You want to clone it. I always see the lifer do that so fast. I have no idea how to do it. Right. I don't like it pointing backwards. That's kind of weird. Who knows if I got this right? Is this actually... We got the 21 interacting with price action, right? Above the 200. Moving averages were very close. All in here, signaling some kind of move was coming. You got to move to the upside. Kind of wait maybe a little more down the line. Something like this where all these moving averages come in and get tight. That would be the hope. I don't think I would jump into this just yet. Also looks like it could be like a shoulder, head, and maybe another shoulder. I don't know, very possible, which would look like a breakout. Could really suck people into that. But I mean, I figure if you use the 200, let's go put an alert like right here. I'm using the vertical line, and I'm gonna put an alert on it, and that'll give me an alert by, looks like the 25th. Oh, that's literally tomorrow. All right, I'm going to move that over just a little bit. It's a little bit too soon. But that'll remind me to come back and look at it. If I was really smart, I'd make it during the stream, right? Let's actually move that over one more. Let's see, 1600 military time. What the heck is 1600 military time? Where are we at? All right. Underground, my eyes, it's hard. A bit to right. I take pause. Been welding all day. What are you writing down? What are you writing down, Blues guy? Blues, tell us you're not front running our bags. LOL, JK. Yep, my Zbekin is growing. I like ZBCN. I would really like to make sure that's on the list, and I'd certainly like to go over that. And I'm going to make a tab in the Discord, and I'll probably only make Melissa and Blues Guy capable to write in it, but that's where we're going to put stuff. Matter of fact, I'll probably make everybody be able to chat in there. All right, and put that as kind of our list. I can't, message me and I will deep dive with you. It will blow your mind. I have 2 days off. Let me know if you want. Says okay. Hitting me with the links. Nice Chainers link. Where are we at? We're rolling into 2 hours streaming, and I feel like we just got started. Oof, that's dangerous territory. Stop under the support, exactly, or stop. Stop under the support, or you could do the stop under the 200. It really depends on how much leverage you have and stuff like that, right? Please don't forget about CAS USDT. I still think it's a good potential. Okay, I will do that next for sure. Blues, don't put all your eggs in that basket, friend. Payroll is a mega big business. SEC may not like what you're talking about. Paying employees. Yeah, I know that ZBC and big focus is payroll for sure. Yeah, he was talking about that. Enables continuous automated and compliant payment streaming, allowing employees to receive salaries by second rather than traditional cycles. It runs primarily on. I love the idea. I think the idea is so cool. Imagine if you get paid out like every 2 to 3 days, your hours. That would be amazing, actually. Melissa, I still like CAS for the comeback. All right, a lot of people like CAS. I'll do that. What make you think I have only one egg? LOL. Well, we know he's got some flair too, guys. He's definitely got more than ZBCN. All right, so let's move along. One day we'll get CAS, I guess. Let's do that. Where do we want to look at it? Binance. Ooh, I really like Binance Spot though. A lot of Lunar Crush. Binance Premium Index. No, that's not what I'm looking for. How about Spot? Why am I having trouble finding like Binance Spot charts? That's very weird. I guess we'll grab something else. We got Spot on MEXC. Let's do that one. Did I untoggle it? Okay. There we go. So let's take a look at this. Wow, look at that. On the 4-hour chart, I do own a little bit of Caspa. It's way underwater. I think I bought it around like 7 cents. Hopefully not higher than that. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Caspa definitely makes me a little nervous for the comeback. It was very hot. I mean, this is the weekly chart here. Of course, right off the bat, falling wedge. I don't know when I drew this. Shoulder, head, and shoulder with the measured move, but it got every bit of that. I don't know when I did that. You know what would be really cool, TradingView? If you could click on like a line and it would give me a date of when I would put that. And I'm saying that like TradingView is listening. They're not listening, but like that would be a really awesome feature. To be able to click on a line and it tell you exactly like when you actually put that line. I guess you could go to text and date them yourself. You could definitely do that. If it were to break out of this fallen wedge, I mean, that could be pretty spectacular. You're talking about 22 cents of a measured move. Again, this is on the weekly. Like that says the 28th of June 2027, right? So keep that in mind for sure. All right, let's see. Dayforce generates $2 billion a year. That'd be one trad payroll company. That's who pays me. Okay, theoretically, if Dayforce only makes $2 billion, how much do we expect a payroll crypto to generate? Always thinking critical. I don't want paid every second, LOL. Not every second. I mean, that'd be cool. I think it would be better if it was like it accumulated in an account and you could go in and grab it whenever you wanted. That would be cool. And it was all on the blockchain, and like you just log in, have your wallet, you'd hit claim, and then it would have like, you know, you'd sign a little signature, and then it would, which was a proposal, you propose to get it, and then it would be validated and move into your wallet. That would be pretty cool. You could, if you don't need the money, you could let it stack up for weeks. If you need the money, you could take it every 4 or 5 days if you really needed to. That could be pretty helpful. Imagine like you don't get paid for 4 days, but you have a bill due today. A lot of people do borrow and pay advances and stuff, and then you don't even have to do it because you got 2 days of pay there. You can just pull it out and pay your bill real quick. For some people, that would be revolutionary. It would really hurt your like cash advances and stuff like that, which is fine because a lot of those people are taxing at such exorbitant rates. It's ridiculous. But here's what I think for Caspa on the really big time frame. Let's go ahead and delete all of that and come down into something a little bit more reasonable, like maybe the daily. I mean, it just keeps falling and falling and falling and falling. It's making it really hard to have a lot of trust in it. If you mark out some levels here, I mean, you have where it started from, then you have maybe the support and resistance flip there. You kind of had another support and resistance flip there, another one there. I'm very zoomed out, and that's kind of what you're looking at as far as daily stuff. I mean, look how long you've been under the daily 200 since the 20th of September 2025, and it hasn't even been close. I mean, look at the gap there, like huge gap, and it's just stayed that way. So Caspa, I'd really want to know, when was the whole KRC20 thing and it didn't necessarily go well? Was that around this time? Because I think that's really hurt them. It's funny when you talk about people who are like Caspa, maxis, and influencers and stuff, they won't mention it. They won't talk about the KRC20 rollout, all of that stuff. Like, it seems like it didn't go well, and I have no idea exactly why it didn't go well. And then I'm probably not going to go any lower than the 4 hour, but the 4 hour here looking a lot like what ZBCN that we were looking at. If you kind of can put this in a pattern. I don't know if that's really the best pattern to put it in. Well, actually, it looks like it already broke out. A lot of falling wedges. I'm noticing a pattern there. I see why the lifer always says that, and he can see a lot of patterns build up. And if you take it, I mean, that could get you Caspa to 0.047, like getting up there. Oh, I don't even have it quite. Yeah, 0.047.5. All right. Wanted to make sure I went over that for Melissa. Let's go to where we were. And what started off, I love how it went from I'm not going to even click on ZBCN to us doing a ton of stuff about ZBCN. Love that. And still talk about Solana ecosystem. I don't know why StarkNet's in there, to be honest with you. Let's pull that up. I want to see how interoperable it is. I still have to fix my StarkNet wallet. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I wrote the seed phrase in the wrong order. I don't know what happened there. Solana and StarkNet and Ethereum. Okay, so it very much plays nice with both Ethereum and Solana. That's good to know. It's pretty. Isn't StarkNet like Bitcoin DeFi, or is it? No, StarkNet's just its own chain, right? Layer 2 roll-ups. Yeah, it's just its own chain actually. Do we see anything about Bitcoin? Quantum resistant. That's something you might want to keep in your mind here. Is Stark seems to have a really Bitcoin side chains. See, I knew it. They have side chains with Bitcoin. I knew it had some integration with Bitcoin. Stark is, Melissa, let's put Stark on that list as well, because we haven't really seen the full media, and by media I mean like news articles and news things about the whole quantum and crypto and scare tactic. Like that's a card they have up their sleeve for sure that we just haven't really seen rolled out yet. And quantum resistant, it's good to know that StarkNet fits that bill and has so many other things: privacy, the roll-ups, zero knowledge ZK, layer 2, and of course Bitcoin sidechains, and it's in a ton of portfolios as well, which tells you something. You know, we look at the categories on a lot of projects, you see a couple portfolios, but this is several, many portfolios. That should tell you something. I don't want to be paid every second. That was pretty funny. I'll be pretty well off if it gets to 22 cents. Hey, I'm glad to hear that. Seems like the time to buy if you bought high or you just wanted to have exposure to Caspa. The CAS ecosystem coin will blast off too. Yep, that's probably where the bigger money will be. Caspa ecosystem would be worth looking into. What happened? Did the KRC20 coin, like, ecosystems? All of it was around smart contracts, as far as I understand. They were to roll out. Seemed like there was problems. Did they get it fixed? Did the initial it not going well just hurt it so much? Why is Caspa down so much? That's what I'm really getting at here. Thank you, Underground. I appreciate you. Absolutely. Ever watch that CG guy that was hardcore Cas Maxi? I don't see his stream anymore. Wonder why. Then you'll opt out. What is he talking about? Yeah, then you'll just opt out. Yeah, true. You can just go with your regular stuff. Okay. What's a side chain? Oh, boy. So sidechain can mean several different things. I mean, you had the, like, Polkadot started with the parachains, which are parallel chains. That's what I think of when I think of sidechains. Sidechains could honestly mean anything that you want them to be. Separate, I guess a basic definition of a sidechain would just be separate from the core chain or the native chain, depending on if you're dealing with a monolithic chain like Ethereum. Monolithic, just everything big. You know, monolithic means like big, everything in one chain, and then modular, everything broken apart. I guess modulars would be like parallel chains, right? You would have many parallel chains running, and then they would have different tasks or different things that they would be a part of. We are going through so much sauce. It always just, I think it's crazy that we don't get fed out in the YouTube algorithm to more people. I just think it's nuts. But hey, everybody's probably not crazy on crypto right now. A sidechain is an independent parallel chain linked to a main. Yeah, exactly. It could have different meanings slightly. Now, it's not going to be like a completely different thing, but it has slightly different meanings depending on what ecosystem you're in. And it operates with its own consensus mechanism, security rules, alleviating. Yeah, exactly. Because a parallel chain or a side chain, the value in it is it's highly specialized for something, right? And so if you don't allow it to change its consensus, change the way that the sidechain works a little bit, tweak it to optimize it for its task, then there's no point, right? What would be the point of having like a core chain and it works in a certain way and you just copied the core chain exactly as it is and divvied it up in its tasks? I mean, congestion would be better, but overall, you would want to specialize those chains to do things very specific. Wow, we have killed some time tonight. Don't worry. I have some more stuff to tell you about Solana, right? So again, we're talking about Solana. We could do Solana forever. I didn't see anybody putting a lot of Solana coins that they wanted me to go over, so we just kind of went over stuff as best that we could. We could revisit Solana ecosystem many times. Also, remember, a lot of things are interoperable, so we'll probably touch on a lot of things other times as well, right? Got a lot of things up that I don't need, just kind of congesting, right? It's congesting my I have modular tabs, highly specialized. I don't know why I was going there. It was funny at first. All right, so Solana's design philosophy. Solana prioritizes high throughput and low latency. It focuses on speed and cost efficiency. Why did they focus? Ask yourself, why did Solana really focus on speed and cost efficiency? Think about when Solana came out. Who were their competitors? What was the number one complaint of their number one competitor? Speed and cost efficiency, gas fees. Their number one competitor is Ethereum, still is. And so they built it was really smart. I mean, they built a network that deliberately tried to be the opposite of their competitor, so that all the people who were fed up with fees on Ethereum could gravitate over, and I think it worked. I think it worked really well. Monolithic structures. What does monolithic mean? What's a monolith? It's a very big something. Unlike Ethereum's layered approach, Solana keeps execution, settlement, and data in one system. This allows for faster interactions. Low fees equal different behavior. Cheaper transactions encourage frequent trading, experimentation, and high activity. UX advantages. So Solana apps often feel more like a traditional app, and this reduces friction for users. Speaking of apps, I probably shouldn't mention it here. It's not a Solana product. I'll mention it later. Culture and activity. Solana has developed a strong culture around trading, meme coins for sure, and rapid iteration. Trade-offs. Solana sacrificed some decentralization, for sure. They've taken a lot of criticism for not being the most decentralized, for performance. This goes back to the dilemma, or the trilemma, or that other thing that somebody said. I've heard it before. I can never remember it. I don't know. It always reminds me of a word that they used to use for British, Britisian or something like that. Anyways, Solana sacrifices some decentralization for performance. Exactly. Hardware requirements are much higher for validators, stuff like that. Ecosystem growth. Solana has gained attention through strong user experience, faster onboarding, and activity communities. Activity communities. Hey, there you go. Communities of activities. So the core insight here is Solana feels different because it was designed to prioritize experience over structure. The big takeaway for me, ChatGPT is always trying to give me like a bunch of random stuff. I don't need that stuff. The big takeaway for me is the fact that Solana was built to be everything that people were upset about with what they already had. And what they already had was pretty much Ethereum, right? There was a few other things, but what they primarily had was Ethereum. Let's make sure that we do our Robinhood testnet stuff. Takes a second. We want to make sure that we don't forget about that. We want to be consistent, because at the end of whenever they do a Snapchat and pay something out, which they hopefully do, we're always gambling on this. Hopefully at that point we will actually get something. Blues guy giving us a bunch of stuff about side chains. Yeah, the sauce is thick tonight. Exactly, bro. What about bonk? Says Blues guy. Is he asking me? Thank you, Blues. Or I like comedian. Are you talking about the banana ban? Apparently, I was not logged into MetaMask. And yeah, the sauce is definitely thick tonight. Do you guys like the way that this stream went more than... Because to be honest, we still definitely did the ecosystem deep dive. I have a lot of like things that I want to do on the stream. The show could be 4 hours every day. Every day it could be 4 hours. Do I split it up into 2 shows? Am I overproducing the sauce? Do I get into like a really good routine where basically I do things at certain points? So if you're really into like say airdrops, you're going to come to the show and you'll probably skip right to airdrops if that's all you care about, right? But we'll do it every day, stuff like that. Because price predictions is one. We could do streams around ecosystem. I could do streams about like have like just a project. The problem is when we get into like the thumbnails, we get into the titles and stuff. If you're in my ecosystem already, community, you would understand, right? At the end of the title, it might say like Zebek Network, you know, deep dive and price prediction. But you would know that the live stream is not only that, but that will be at its appointed section, right? I'd have to like almost make the title like by section. It's a very interesting thought. I think it would perform terribly on YouTube's algorithm. So yeah, Underground, these are 2 Solana coins, as you asked earlier if you had any other coins. Okay. Yeah, I got that part. I probably did kind of forget that I said that. There's too many good Solana coins. Don't worry about them, bro. Yes. This was a great stream tonight. Bonk. Obviously, Bonk is like pump.fun, but it's bonk.fun. There's not a whole lot to say about it. I certainly bring it up real quick and just show it off. But, I don't know. I have a little bit of trouble with like bonk.fun and like pump.fun. I like capability, right? I like there being an ability to do things, and I think people have sovereign right. I think they should be able to do things. I don't think we should be trying to limit them from doing stuff. My hope is more that when it comes to pump.fun, bonk.fun, a lot of launch pads are great, but everybody just posting everything and making everything, like you saw, like that never give up coin we were going through on Crypto Rank and stuff. You see that like you have a really good idea, you come out with something like, say there's the crazy thing that happened in the world, right? Like say the Iranian war, and then you come out with like Iranian war token, and then like 500 other people make Iranian war token, and people who might have bought that token trying to ride the trendy events, very meme coin culture type stuff, people who would have bought that are like, I'm not buying that. There's too many of them, or they're trying to buy them, but the liquidity is just so split up. Do you start having like some kind of rights? Do you have it? You know, it'd be really cool is where the same name and ticker couldn't be used, and just in general for like 48 hours, or actually 7 days would be amazing. That's actually a really cool thing. Why am I not getting actual bonk.fun? I'm getting what I don't want here. Here, we can close this one. Too many tabs. Yeah, that took me to bonkcoin.com. That's not what I want. Where's the actual website? So I guess you have bonkcoin and then you have bonk.fun. I guess you could say those are two different things. You know, bonk being a meme coin. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself there a little bit. Yeah, bonk is its own thing. But then you have bonk.fun, which is very closely related to bonk, right? So let's show that off. I guess that's what I was getting at. I always synonymously put bonk with bonk.fun, right? Key products. Bonk Digital Asset Treasury, Bonk ETP, Europe's first structured bonk product for all investors. U.S. compliant trading. I'll say that Bonk's doing the right thing as far as the things that they're creating here. Bonk Mark, onboarding your loved ones easily on-chain with Bonk's version of an e-card, and of course Bonk Live, the launch pad, what I was very specifically talking about, right? Bonk Pad, Claim Pad. There's a lot of stuff you could get into here. Yeah, take me to the actual thing, would you? That's bonk.live. Very interesting. Am I like confusing this with something else? There's too many yes is a great shame. Hey, can we check one more coin tonight? Absolutely we can. That's why Solana is kind of whack to me. So many meme coins take the attention and money away from real projects. I couldn't agree with you more, Reliable Jay. My hope is that the whole meme coin thing eventually just absolutely dies. And then when people make a meme coin or something like that, it won't be such a big deal. I would like to see integration even. I think we could solve the problem. Let's be honest. I think we could solve and fix the problem. I certainly think that we could. Now I have to go find this because it's really pissing me off. Fun, right? Am I absolutely tripping? Am I thinking of something else? Yeah, Bonk.fun ecosystem. I'm not crazy. Yeah, tons and tons of meme coins. Where's actually Bonk.fun, the coin? Is it like not the same thing? All right, I know I've been to their website like a million times. When I talk about launch pads, that's probably what I actually need to put in. And when we're deep diving together, who knows what rabbit hole I'm gonna go down. I guess launch pad is all one word. Who would have guessed? Categories. Why are they doing like specific categories like Meta DAO Launchpad? Why would that be a category? Like Launchpad should be a category all by itself, right? What's the point of having a category that's so specific? Cookie Launchpad. So what, they're just going to show me cookie.dao tokens? Look, they have this Launchpad. It has 2 things in it. That defeats the purpose of a category. I digress. I'll write them a very angry letter later. I'm kidding. I would never take the time to do that. All right. Gotta calm down. Comedian's another one. We've talked about that before. I can pull that up. That's why, yep, exactly. What was the other token that you wanted to look at, Melissa? Let me know what it is. And again, this could go on and on and on and on. I'm probably going to start winding down here in a minute. That doesn't mean we're getting off anytime soon necessarily. I'm just going to chill out with all of the ecosystem deep dive, switch to some other things for a short period of time. It is Tuesday. It's only the day after Monday. I say that tongue-in-cheek because it's kind of a joke. It's very obvious. Everybody knows that. So, Borg. And she even sent in a super chat. I tell you. Melissa, you are so kind. I could not be more grateful to have you in the community and everything that you do. So, of course, I'd be more than glad to look at Borg for you. Borg. Swissborg. I've heard of this before. I feel like we talked about this somewhere, maybe in the chat, in the Discord a long time ago. So it rebranded, it changed its ticker. I would say its ticker makes a lot more sense than the CHSB. I feel like SB would have been a better ticker, but maybe that was taken or already predominant with another project. I could see that. It hasn't been over 3 hours, has it? I want to figure out why I didn't count that in our super chat. In our goal here. Oh, it is over. Have we been live for 3 hours? Maybe we have been live for 3 hours. Dude, I beat Chainer's Dream twice now with no mouse. Got junk loot. Really? I've been getting really good loot from it. Swissborg is a Swiss-based regulated crypto wealth management platform and app that simplifies buying and selling. So is Swissborg like the Coinbase for Switzerland? I know there's a lot of money in Switzerland, but is it a big enough deal to really pull that much money? But then again, like if you could get a couple $1 billion in it from 191 million, you'd be doing really well. Hit that max chart. Let's see how long this thing's been out. That scares me a little bit. Okay, the thing's been out since 2018. In most circumstances with a chart like this, that worries me a lot, right? Because here's why it worries me. Not because we don't have bear markets and bull markets and bear markets and bull markets and bear markets and bull markets. Yeah, not because of that, right? Things go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. It's more because it's been around for a really long time, since 2018 in crypto, practically ancient. because things move so fast. I say that jokingly, but it's not completely untrue. But also because here's my thinking, if it's been around this long, why have I never heard of it? That's problematic. I might have in passing seen it, Borg, in the crypto bubbles or something one day, but I've never really seen it matter, be trending, talked about on social media, like stuff like that. And I'm sure it was back here in 2021 and stuff. I probably wasn't deep diving every day. I know I wasn't. But anyways, my point is, it looks like it has some nice pumps. There could be some moves for this, but you'd have to get really dialed in on this thing. And if this is important to you, Melissa, just let me know. We'll get dialed in on it. Ethereum, Solana, and then this energy chain, which I need to dig into more. So we know that it's very CeFi, is what it says. But we know it's very much based out of Switzerland. That's what I've gotten so far. It makes a lot of sense. It's called Swissborg. No, I don't want your cookies. Manage cookie settings. Turn it all off. Turn everything off. No, off. You can't turn necessary cookies off. Whatever. I'll close them out later. So, of course, they have, Google Store, Apple Store. Unless you live in Switzerland, why would you want to use this? I mean, Coinbase seems like the way to go with American regulation and stuff. Unless you want to use this to try to, not saying I recommend it, but there's people out there always trying to not pay taxes on stuff. That could maybe be a draw for it, but it seems to me like you'd only really care about this if you lived in Switzerland or maybe one of the neighboring countries or something of that nature. 1.1 billion total users crypto asset value. So they have 1.1 billion on their market. 911,000 verified users. Licensed and regulated for safer investment. Yeah, where though? In Europe or in America or both? That's important to know. The easiest way to invest in crypto. Don't know if that's necessarily true. Again, it's built very much for a very specific market. I'd really want to know about the culture of crypto in Switzerland. Do a lot of people in Switzerland know about crypto? Is it like very swept under the rug over there? I don't know anything about politics or news cycles or what is popular in Switzerland. I'd be doing some research about that on ChatGPT at the minimum. So you got limit orders. Okay, they have a card. It looks like Coinbase for Switzerland, which is bullish. Coinbase is doing really well. Maybe it could grow into being more of like a Coinbase for like Europe. That would be, become like Coinbase's competitor globally. Investment products, bundles, yields, alpha deals. Have a elevate your wealth management experience, corporate accounts. Yeah. I think it looks really cool. I do think it's been around for a while, which doesn't, with a project like this, it could come back. All it needs is the right media people. All it needs is the right marketing, the money poured into marketing, the right time in the market, the right conditions in the regulation of Europe or Switzerland or whatever, They start running ads really heavy on Switzerland media. I don't know what the laws are around that, but you get what I'm saying. It could do well. Let's dial in a little bit more. Let's go look at like the 3-month on this thing. I wish we could draw on it a little bit. Hit that live chart. Oh, it takes you to CoinGecko. Or sorry, Gecko Terminal. We're already on CoinGecko. All right, yeah, and then I can actually draw. Let's remember that I can do that. Hit that 15-minute, 4-hour. I think you're asking on probably a little bit of a larger time frame. Feel free to let me know how you found this thing and why it caught your interest. I mean, obviously right there, it looks like a cup and handle with that measured move. Oh, I like that it has the back button. That's nice. So again, with the cup and handle, it's always like you could look at it two ways. You have the cup and handle measured move, which would give you something up to like 26 cents. Or you can look at it like a falling wedge, which is a very, very different. That only gets you to like 24 cents, right? That's a 2-cent difference on a small coin like this. All right, now that I've said a lot of things, let's run back in here. It uses Smart Engine to find the best trading prices across multiple exchanges. Of course, offers features like AI-powered asset, automated investing. Again, Blues guy's kind of saying a good point. It could beat competitors with features. The problem with trying to compete with somebody like Coinbase in features is they'll just integrate the same features. I mean, if you look at the competition of pretty much any kind of marketplace or any kind of product, digital product, whatever it may be, you could come out with a really great idea, but if you don't have the right proprietary on them, somebody's just going to copy it, and they can just tweak it slightly. It's like music, how you can just change the pitch on something, and then, you know, the copyrights are not there anymore. And so, or the trademarking and stuff. So yeah, or royalties, whatever you want to call it. You know, those are different things, but, you know, there's different ways of getting around them. But anyways, if they came out with a crazy new AI feature that did something that was really useful to people and everybody was flocking over to Swissborg because they just nailed it, right? Coinbase is gonna come out with some kind of version or copy or ability to do something similar, right? Because they want to keep people on their platform. Says, thank you, Underground. Thank you, Blues. Okay, was wondering about what it was and what it does. Thank you. Okay, definitely hope that I answered your question. Based in, not going to even try to say that, Switzerland. Founded in 2017 by Cyrus Fazel and Anthony, that other guy. I don't really care about names when we're not deep diving. I mean, I guess we are. I just don't like to bother with names. I don't think it's valuable. It aims to democratize wealth management by making advanced investment strategies. Exchange coins do well when, by the way, BTC, I think is what he means. Okay, they do well when BTC does. Okay, that's a good point, Reliable J. So when Bitcoin rallies, you might see a rally in a coin like this, but also, is it too small? That's the question that I wonder here. It might be too small. I mean, it had a heyday back here in 2025. It was as high as 75 cents. And that had to have been more like... No, we had a lot of rally. Oh, I'm on the daily. Let's go to the weekly. I feel like we had a lot of rally in altcoins back the end of 2024. So yeah, you did. You had a rally there, and you had another big rally. This is interesting because on this chart, it's showing like token generation more like 2024, or the start of the chart, right? This is Gecko Terminal. You are pulling your information from Uniswap V2. So that might be when V2 came out and they moved over to this token and stuff, if you get what I'm saying. But what actually I do really like about this is this spike right here is quite recent. Like the top of that spike was like the 13th of October 2025. That's very recent. And then you had a very hard pullback, right? If you're playing some Fibonacci's, like, it's pretty dramatic. I mean, if you want to pull from there, I mean, you're there. Like, you're on the zero line. Like, you done touched the zero line. I don't know what else you could do but try to pull an entire range here, top to bottom. And you're still super close. Like, you're talking about, like, 95% fear, maybe 90% fear. I don't know why I tried to get so exact with that. Like, it looks like 93.4%. I don't know why I went there. But anyways, it's very low. You're basically holding up on that right there. Of course, I don't have all my settings right for the yellow line there. All right. Definitely on your... I don't know. One thing that I kind of like about this is it's kind of like break or bust here. You know what I mean? If you buy this thing, it doesn't look like it has a lot of downside. Although it has 189 million in market cap, there is downside. You would think that they would make money, but again, with any project, like I always say, like a project could be great and it could make money. Doesn't mean money's going into the market cap. Doesn't necessarily mean that the token of the project is going up. All right, I think, covered that pretty well. That spike was when BTC was 120-ish by the dip. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting out of it. Swiss Borg, that's definitely one. I don't know. The more we dig into it, I think it could be a great play, you know, for a very, very small percentage, depending on how confident you're feeling. You could go a lot harder, or you could go a lot less hard, depending on how you feel about it. Anyways, guys, let's kind of get off some of the deep dive stuff. We've been at it for a minute. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream today. I hope it makes up for the short stream we had yesterday. I appreciate you guys coming back day after day, hanging out with me, hopefully learning something. That's always the idea, isn't it? We need to buy some equipment here. Oh, wait, I keep finding stuff that I haven't explored on here, and I find that crazy. So here's like our fish tank. I didn't even know we had that. And then your rod stats. Okay, I look at this usually in a different place. Fogo fishing still got my interest a good bit. Let's buy some more. Oh yeah, we gotta extend our session on Fogo. Shout out to Fogo. I like Fogo. That's why you are the queen of crypto. Thank you for the deep dive. Absolutely. And, you know, all the way through all of that thinking and reasoning, Swiss Borg actually looked like it could be a good coin to buy. But you're going to want to buy it as close to the bottom of the bear market as possible. Of course, that goes without saying, but like when Bitcoin moves, it seems like that's when that project would have some kind of move. All right, there we go. I need to move some more money over for upgrades anyway, so I might as well just crash out on these lures and see if I can get some cool stuff. Got this flashy spinner. I always mess this thing up. I click it too many times. And then, of course, I've had a lot of fun playing this Zverse. I don't even think everybody saw when I was doing the dungeons and stuff. Now, I'm playing with it because I want to see if maybe I could get to a higher level and then maybe get some items and sell them. Play Crypto Dogs. That's almost what I called you. I don't know where that came from. I was trying to say three things at once. Plague Dog says another green day on the crypto IQ chart. Boy, I got to take off these fake glasses because I can't read. Yeah, after I did the entire show, right? And they're not fake glasses. But they are fake glasses. Let that sink in for a minute. Oh, man. I feel like I did not drink any of these electrolytes. Oh, Blues Guy hitting us with another super chat. And I'm keeping track here. I think that's 5. I say I'm keeping track, and then I'm like super doubting what I just said. Anyways, thank you very much. He says, great stream. Stay high vibes, friends. Blues, exactly. Thanks for being here, Blues Guy, always. I know you're probably, I think you're off for the next couple of days. Hit me up if you want to chat. And to any of my like regular people, I extend that as well. Just DM me or something. Anybody ever want to chat? Plague Dogs, Camsta, anybody. It's open to anybody. Melissa, whoever. If you ever want to actually chat for a bit about whatever, maybe you have questions about crypto, maybe not. Feel free to reach out to me. We can definitely make that happen. Of course, I'm not going to give my number to just absolute random people, but I know who's been here enough that I definitely consider them a normal. Not normal, but an everyday person. You get what I'm trying to say. Anyways, here's my little like storage unit. You can see I've been grinding a little bit here. Do I even need this axe? I don't think I even need that axe. Let's throw some food in here. And let's go for a little bit of a dungeon crawl. So, to explain, you have your item storage. These are like equipment, right? And you can see I have 3 of these pickaxes. And I was just making them to try to get my crafting up. So I just want to explain something a little bit. Why do we play DeFi games? And this, honestly, Sounds cool, but it's also not a lot of money, so it is what it is. But just where I'm at, very basic, like beginner of the game kind of thing, right? Is we come down to... Actually, I just remembered something. In order to sell stuff, you actually have to have it in your stash, not your inventory. So, which is a nice feature, honestly. But I would have messed it up. So let's go to the game exchange. Now this is actually like on chain, right? Here's the market. Let's go bronze pickaxe, right? So they go for 7, right? V is the actual currency. The gold coin is like the in-game currency. I have 3 of them, right? So I could sell this. The minimum I would get is 22V. And why does it say minimum? Well, the minimum is because these are actual charts, guys. This is something that I think is really cool. Probably completely underrated, but not only does the currency V fluctuate and go up and down in value, but the independent items inside, they have to be NFTs, right? Everything's on chain. Although this is small, although this is probably not getting a lot of attention, this is some of the best execution of free roam, maybe MMORPG style, World of Warcraft likeness, project, NFTs on chain, player user and ownerability, real blockchain and value transfer. Like, I could go on and on. I haven't really seen anybody do it as good as this. Like, the actual price of the items fluctuate on their own charts. Now, this chart isn't beautiful, but I could show you some other ones that look a lot, because this is pretty up and down in the same range, right? So then I could sell these, which I'm going to, because I don't need all of them. Sell, transaction, minted, and now they're up on the marketplace. Did they sell immediately? I don't even know. Transaction. Let's go to transactions. So yeah, 6 seconds ago, I sold 3 at 7.46, and I got paid immediately 22.39 V. V is the token. We'll look it up. I'll show you. I get excited about this stuff because, you know, it's been a really long time. It's funny, I talked to my buddy the other night, and he was playing World of Warcraft, and I thought that was hilarious because I haven't played World of Warcraft since I was like, I don't know. It's been a lot of years. But I remember being on there with my friends. It was a lot of fun. And if I could have made money, even a very small amount of money from it, it would have been a totally different experience. All right. Says the stream was awesome tonight. Was hooked the entire time. This never happened before. Awesome. Hey, maybe we transition a little bit. One thing I've learned in any business of any kind is you have to constantly reevaluate, constantly try to do things new, add it up together. You know, how do I give you this type of engagement every night? The one problem is we used to do a lot of ecosystem stuff, and I think a lot of people liked it, but there's only so many ecosystems. Like, what do? Do you just like start over and rotate over ecosystems again? Yeah, there's a lot of things to be said about that. So now I need to figure out how to pair them together and do both. Let's see. I was going to say normal, right, BA stretch. Yeah, there you go. I got to remember all the things I said as I read the chat, right? And I'm being bombarded with ads because I'm not on my main profile here. I'm in for a couple rounds of dog fights. Yeah, I'll definitely play some rounds of Panzer Dogs. It is really cool, UG. It's amazing detail. A first timer. Nice, thank you very much. Fluxate, according to what happened in the game, bro. Yeah, exactly. So anyways, I wanted to show V. And now, you saw I just sold 3 in-game items. They are bronze items. They are like the beginner items. So I don't know how far this climbs, but V is worth 0.00005. To put it into perspective, I think for like $2, maybe it's like $2.50, I got like 70,000 V tokens. So maybe there's like a play here building into the future. Now, if you pull max, you'll see that this project token has been out, this V token's been out since November 30th, 2024. But the question to me is, how long has the game been out? Has it been out since now? Let's ask ChatGPT. And the best way I've found to get very specific stuff is to literally copy the URL when you ask about it. It's something I've learned recently. Instead of typing in like Vverse, the crypto game, like just give it the exact HTTP address, the URL, and you'll get much better results here. When did this game actually launch? I see when the token was generated or went live. Is that the same time, or is there a difference between the token generation event VEE and the actual game online? Probably went way too in detail there. Let's see how well it understands that. I can promise that, so as long as when UG goes bedtime, I don't have to pay hundreds of dollars to stay a member. Oh, I think yeah, big time. I said bedtime. That's hilarious. All right, so I can promise that. So as long as UG goes big time, I don't have to pay hundreds of dollars. I doubt you'll pay anything, Melissa. If you're still here by the time we hit some significant numbers, not only will you not be paying for anything, I'll probably be paying you something. I don't know what it'll be, but if we go big time, there'll be money flowing, and I would be paying you something for all your hard work, because also the work would increase, right? The work, you'd have tons of people in here. You got to be kicking them in and out. Maybe you don't get to enjoy the show as much as more. Maybe you don't even want to do it. We'll deal with that when we get there. All right, I'm interested to see what this says. No, the token going live is not necessarily the same time as the game launching. In Zverse's case, it looks like part of the games were live around the token era. But the project has been rolling out in phases rather than one single clean launch day. And I can tell that this is true because there was just an update. I was just looking at all the update notes that came out like yesterday. So this game is constantly updating. What I found for Zverse specifically, their own roadmap shows Shamans and Gods March 23rd, 2023. Curve Realm, I don't know why that felt so long ago. It's only 2020. Wait, it's 2026. So they've been doing stuff since 2023. Okay, that's why it felt so long ago, because it was. Bro, for a minute, I can't believe I did that. For a minute, I was about to say it's 2024. Have I ever mentioned that I have no relevance to time and I live in the moment and I have no idea what time it is? It's amazing that I make it on time to the stream. And at the same, like if you asked me something, an event, and I had to tell you when it happened and it was more than like 2-3 months ago, it was the other day and I have no idea. All right, V listing, also marked February. Okay, so it goes back to 2023. I didn't quite see that here. I see 2024. All right, it's very interesting. Obviously, those things can differentiate. That's not the point here. I really want to see, I guess it's been out for a while and they keep updating it, so I'm not going to get the exact thing. When did the more modern, yes, version, okay, so it understands the mission. That's murky because Zverse has kept adding major gameplay systems across. This is actually like a good thing, though. I feel like this is a plus versus a takeaway because it means they've been around for a while. They keep adding. They're here 3 years later. They still exist and there's more features and they're still dealing with the game. I think that that's a plus. I think that shows that they're not fly by night. They didn't come out and then stick around for 6 months to a year and then crash and then fade into irrelevance and there's no support or whatever. There's no integration. When a project to me goes a year without an update of some kind, even if it's just UI, which would be like what the user sees and uses, then that's a problem. Like that's a big problem. Panzer Dog's starting to worry me a little bit because I've seen no integration. I've seen no update. Like they can't give us like a campaign, a new play tab, something. Give us something. You know, that's what I feel like. The longer it goes without doing something, the higher the likeliness is that this whole thing is a wash. I'll enjoy the time I played, but it could be gone. And I won't bore you too much with any more of that stuff. I know that Blues Guy wanted to play some Panzer Dog. Yeah, he's in for a couple of rounds. Hey, the other day is also yesterday. Yeah, absolutely. And it's also a year and a half, 2 years ago. But anyways, I didn't quite finish making my point. What makes me really bullish about this is I made these in-game items. I made, 28 of these V. And there you go. And you could have a swap over here. I don't know what they call it in-game, but it's a swap. Please select a different chain. Oh, I'm on the wrong chain. Wait, what chain am I supposed to be on? Oh, I'm not logged in with my wallet. Yeah, connect. There we go. All right. So now that I'm logged in with my wallet, it'll actually let me do it. So it has like a swap where you can go back and forth. So to get started in the game, drop like $3 and buy V. You'll get a ton of V tokens. You can pretty much come in. You can switch V to coins, in-game coins, or you can switch coins to V. Very simple. To cash out, they're in your Ronin wallet, or they're in your wallet in here, and then you'd send them to your Ronin wallet, right? Or maybe they go directly to Ronin. I'm not sure. But either way, once you have them in the native currency, you can sell them at the market price for that price, aka value is generated, right? And if those are basic items, very beginning of the game items, how much are more mid to in-game type loot worth? What are they worth, right? All right, let's go, Blues Guy. You want to hit around? Oh, look at Blues Guy with the fancy stuff there. Got like the beach theme. I'll hit up Reliable J too. Maybe he wants to play. And again, I really want to see Panzer Dog succeed. They have an awesome thing here, right? They got a great platform. How long have we been live for? Like 3 hours? Let's go. Reliable J, first in. Didn't see that coming. I thought Blues Guy would be first in. He's probably running to get his phone. I just realized on camera how crazy it was, me stretching like that. Never do that ever again. I'm just kidding. I probably will. It says Blues, get him, dog. Wow, Camsta missed a great stream. He really did. I don't know. He was watching The Voice of Canada with his wife, which I'm not taking shots at. You should spend time with your wife. But I can never remember what show he always be talking about them watching. I think it's like The Voice, but like the Canadian version, American Idol maybe. Oh no, is anybody else lagging like I am? This, by the way, I've noticed this. This is on Panzer Dog's side of things. Like, this is not my internet. This is Panzer Dog and their servers, whatever their back end is not very good. So Reliable J, Blues Guy, let me know. Are you having the same problem or not? All I can do is like fire over and over and hope that eventually I hit somebody. It's probably never gonna happen. Cam had no chance, LOL, Mr. Early Bed. That's funny. I don't know, did he go to bed or did he do something else? Don't know. I'm gonna sit on this health and see how long for me to actually get it. Is everybody else lagging like to the point where like you literally can't even play the game? Problem is with the lag, nobody is where they say they are. Like, I've been camping on this health for a long time, trying to see how bad the latency is, and it is terrible. I still haven't collected it. I don't know what's going on. It's very interesting though, because nothing else that I'm playing, nothing else that I'm dealing with has had that kind of problem. All right, now that everybody's done, let me know. Reliable J, were you able to play that round, or did it just lag out? Blues guy said no lag. So it has something to do with, like, is everybody on the Asia server? Maybe it's my internet. I don't know. That was like to the point where the game didn't even function at that point. If you guys want to ready up, I'll try one more. But that was to the point where like I literally can't even do anything. But nothing else that I've been messing with or playing has been like that. So I don't know what that's all about. Speaking of bed, I'm off. 2 more days in Jersey, working wild hours. See y'all tomorrow. Absolutely. Thanks for being around, Plague Dogs. It means the world to me. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here. U.S. server, says Reliable J. LOL. In Canada, no lag? What the F? For the longest time, I always played in... I always play in the Asia server because I couldn't even get a match. Like, I couldn't get in a match in the American server. There, like, was nobody. Yep, later, dude, says Reliable J. Hey, it's the luck of the draw tonight. Your Canadian internet's winning out. Let's see. I switched it to American server, so I don't know if they've integrated them. I don't know if it really even matters anymore. No. Just, yeah. See, look, I put it on America. All right. Back it up. Everybody's ready. I'm going to Asia server. Is everybody on? No, well, no. Reliable J says U.S. server. Everybody moved to Asia server. Because when I put U.S. server, no, you saw what happens. Absolutely nothing happens. So go to Asia server, everybody. Just see what happens. All right. I see Blues guy flickering his ready up. All right, let's see what happens here. I don't think my internet's that bad. I mean, I'm running a lot of stuff at one time, so maybe. Very possible. Hopefully I even get to play. And we are running into our 3rd hour streaming. If you're still here, you are definitely MVP status around here. Yeah, running into the 3rd hour of streaming. That sounds like a successful night to me. Oh, unexpected. Yeah, apparently I can't play. Sorry, guys. I guess it's on me tonight. Usually it's Camsta or Blues guy getting kicked constantly. Tonight it's me. Ron. Hey, where'd he go? Wanted to talk to him. Anyways, so talking about this game, I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna go run, and then this is like the Poké Center, if you will. This is where you heal your characters. I've been enjoying the dungeon feature. The dungeon feature has been nice because I can level up my characters a lot. And after you beat every level, like if you're grinding, like normal levels grinding, close for reconstruction. I've never tried this heist thing. That's very interesting. But if you try to grind like out in the wild, one, it's way harder. After like every battle or two, you got to go heal. In the dungeon, it's the best place to level up your characters. And again, there is my own link to this game in the description. If you decide to play this based off of seeing me play it, please do the right thing and use that link. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what I'm gonna get, but please use it so I can figure out what I get. And so this is like a turn-by-turn style game in the dungeon. Every 10 levels you actually face like a big boss. Every character has very like unique things that they do, and so you do have to strategize a little bit. I've been enjoying that aspect of the game. We talk a lot in DeFi gaming, just any DeFi gaming, about getting real NFT items that have real marketplaces, real value, and they're actually doing it with this game. No matter what you think of the graphics, no matter what you think of how long they've been around, the fact that they're not mainstream, like all those different things, you could argue about that for sure. But I don't see anybody else with a well-based game. There might be some other games out there that are very simple, like very, very simple, like, you know, like a 6-year-old, like a 5 or 6-year-old could play them into the advanced part of the game. But I haven't seen anything like this that's made this much of a push towards like a full game. Now I'm still very much in the beginning of the game, so we'll see how built out the middle to end level game stuff it is. But I'm definitely enjoying it. And who knows? Maybe eventually we get up to some high-level stuff and get some kind of crazy rare item, sell it on the marketplace for a ton of money, and just like have a really cool success. That would be a great story. He says, UG, you got out. I didn't get out. I got kicked out, right? Blues guy putting the smack down. Well, good for you guys. I'm glad you guys are having a good round. I don't know why I'm not allowed to play tonight, but I guess it wasn't in the cards, right? But internet just not working for that game. Add me to friends, Blues. Yep, there you go. Okay, guys, I have to hop off too. See you guys tomorrow night, friends. Once again, Underground Crypto, excellent and informative stream tonight. Well done, sir. Peace. All right, have a great night. Sleep tight. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for always being here, as always. Thanks for the super chats. And thanks for being part of this crypto family. And definitely getting to the part of this game where this dungeon's getting a little more difficult. I wish you earned more loot. When it says like 2 loot, it literally means like 2 tokens, which I thought was a little bit lame. I thought that was a little bit too small for being at, I'm at like level or floor 43, stage 43, and I'm getting 3 loot. What am I going to get for beating this level? Like 10 loot? And like to upgrade your character costs like 300, 400, 500 coins. That's not enough. It's not enough at all. All right, this bubble thing like heals the character, and then it puts like a block in front of it. Like this character has a shield, but that shield has a health, so it'll stop 61, and any damage after that actually blocks it. And then this comes on, and every time I use it without it being destroyed, it raises it, so that's pretty cool as well. So this little spiral thing, it blocks no matter what damage you do, where like with the shield, if I do over 40 damage, all the extra damage actually is taken by the character. He says, UG, let's try one more. I mean, I can, man. It's not working. I definitely can try one more. Let me finish this level, and then I'll try another one. Wow, I'm getting beat up. What is going down to 2 health? Okay, at least that burn kicked in. That was ridiculous. All right, we need to heal up that guy. We need him. Block. I don't even know what to call these things. I mean, they have elemental type stuff, water, fire, grass, and then there's light and dark, I think. Maybe a couple other things. Let's see, can we get rid of somebody already? They have way too much health. This guy's got like 400 health. Definitely getting into the higher level characters here. When I first started the dungeon, it was very easy. Now, I know you can evolve them too. I wonder what level you actually evolve. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at me eat my own words here. You actually got 55. That's decent. I don't know if I've just not been paying attention or something. Again, I only have so many coins in this game because I literally bought them for a couple of bucks. Oh, did I hit next level? All right, don't worry about that. We still can play. All right, I'm going to refresh it. Probably unmute the site. Although I won't be able to hear it if it does anything. Let's add the people in. Blue Sky. Reliable J. Blue Sky's in. Reliable J's in. Everybody ready up. A championship or some kind of leaderboard or something in this game would be an easy integration and also very like needed but easy to do, and I don't know why we don't get it. I mean, we have team deathmatch, other game modes, you have King of the Hill, and they haven't added anything else. Haven't seen any new maps. Blue Sky, we're waiting for you to ready up, bro. Haven't seen any new maps, haven't really seen any integration at all. And I don't get it. You know, you went this far to put this together, you got matchmaking, like those things take a little bit of work. And you got to this and then you just stopped? I don't know. Need the wallet to work? There you go. I mean, how can any of these items be NFTs and stuff like we were kind of told they were going to be if I can't link a wallet? That's a problem. And that's been a problem for a long time. Like, that's been a problem since I started with it. The first couple weeks, like the first 2 or 3 weeks that I played this, I didn't even try to connect a wallet. Might have been the first month. But after that, I've tried to connect a wallet. And therefore, if I can't connect a wallet and I can't get any connection between my wallet and my items, then they're not real NFTs and there can't be a marketplace. And then there's no DeFi value to this game. I'm not trying to run this for any type of... mess everything up. I'm not running this for any kind of anticipated airdrop or anything like that. It could happen, but I highly doubt it. And so at that point, what is the point in playing this? At that point, it's just like a simple game. And who knows if it has any value. And it's supposed to be in the Sweet ecosystem. There's not a lot of DeFi games over in the Sweet ecosystem that are really good. There's a couple, that's about it, that are really, really good. I don't know. Connection was unexpectedly closed. Something's going on, and I'm having no trouble with anything else, right? I'm literally live. I'm streaming. I have many tabs up, 2 different ChatGPT tabs, which take up quite a bit of bandwidth. Maybe that has something to do with it. I'm playing Zverse just fine. No issues there. For some reason, now it kicks me out of the dungeon every time I change tabs. Maybe that's part of the update. It didn't do it before, so I don't know what that's about. But I agree with you, Reliable J. We need that dang wallet to work. Otherwise, it makes it impossible for me to believe that there's ever going to be a marketplace, any value for any of the things that I've got. At that point, it might as well just be like an app game on your phone with no integration of DeFi at all. And this is more what it looks like when you fight like the characters outside. That 50 is like experience points for leveling up. If you click on it, you'll see this character's about to level up. So let's go ahead and hit another one. Again, I could do a whole stream where I just play Zverse. It's actually not a bad thought. My wife would be very unhappy with me. I'm sure my wife already thinks that my streams are entirely too long and unnecessary. Unnecessarily long is what I'm saying. Dang, did he not hit that level up yet? How much more do we need? Oh, like literally one more. All right, I'll do one more. I want to level this character up for sure, but I also want to go over to the evolution thing and see what I need to evolve a character, because that seems like where you could get a lot more, you know, damage out of them, so I could actually go into some higher level places. And you can see they do a lot of the same stuff. These are like the same character, but they do the same moves as they do in the dungeon. Says, UG, that was an awesome stream, man. Hey, I'm glad everybody liked it. The question is, did everybody really like the stream tonight because it was different? And then if I did this every day, people would not feel as enthusiastic about it? Or was it because the stream was just that good? I don't know. But we're going to try to replicate it tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is all about Cosmos. And we're going to do this whole week. Some ecosystems are pretty small, so we might combine like like do Sui and Avalanche in like one stream. We might do that. DeFi Friday is going to be kind of like going back to the different ecosystems and charts, like how we have this chart here. And we have gaming, open era. I don't know what that is. Definitely heard a meta planet. Like there's all kinds of different things. I don't even know. We'll have to check a lot of them out. Apparently there's more gaming, although we're always looking for gaming DeFi, apparently there's more gaming DeFi out there than I even know about. Maybe I'll find a game even better than this one. I don't know. It's hard to believe because I've looked so much, but maybe I just missed it. I wasn't in the Cosmos ecosystem, so I don't really know. I stand to learn a lot. All right. Okay, so first of all, you need 150,000 V, which would cost you like $5 maybe. That's not that bad. Then you have these trader roles, right? I never actually evolved that character. So you have trait roles, which are like trait roles are re-rolled randomly and upgraded levels are saved. This process is irreversible. So I don't know what the point is unless you just got a really bad hand on them. And then they have trait upgrades where you can actually upgrade very specific traits around speed, stuff like that. They're not the cheapest thing in the world though. But for how much V you get for like $3 or $250, it's like 70, 80,000. You could go ham on upgrading for like $5. You could put like $10, $15 in the game with your characters and really get a very significant boost in damage and stuff up, right? So what do we even want to increase here? I'll level this guy up later. Apparently I have some other slots here, but I don't know when those open up. All right. Let's level up his attack ability. I'm probably both of these guys. I won't have enough to do the other one. Let's see what... Why'd I click on that one? See what it costs to level this guy up. 500. And then when I started playing the game and I bought like 70,000 V tokens, I didn't actually... It said lag for me that time. Okay. Well, then I'm not crazy, right? Maybe it is actually the servers, depending on where you are. It's probably connections between multiple servers. Probably a bunch of back-end stuff that really causes it to not be the best. So let's go to exchange. V for coins. I'm just gonna max out here because why not? I only sent over like a portion of my V from my Ronin wallet. So out of that 70,000, I haven't spent it. I only sent 30,000 over. So I've really only rolled through like 30,000 of these V. I still have like 40,000 in my other thing. This is taking a while. I don't know if it always takes this long. Oh, close, success. It is like a real blockchain. It's not instantly over here. You can see it still says 38,000 V. That's in my other wallet though. So you have, look, you see it says like on chain, and this says like actual in your wallet here, how much Ronin I have. And then there's this other currency, heist tokens. Oh, that's what these keys are for. But the heist is closed because they're like redoing it or something. or it's just closed because there's a problem with it. I don't know. It says under construction, but this is a video game, so I don't know if it's really under construction or not. Anyways, guys, I am going to hop off. I hope everybody had a good time. I certainly did. I could go on and on and on, and yeah, I could just be on until tomorrow this time. Maybe one day I'll get to really hone in and focus like that. That would be awesome. I'll have to have like an integration screen where like I can pop it up and it plays a little video like the intro, but just over and over for like 20-30 minutes while I go to eat some food or something, and then just come back and just keep it going and going. One day I'll be able to stream like that, but it's not today. For Reliable J and Blues Guy, who are probably the only people here still with me, it says there's 6 people. Let's see what it actually says in the back end. It says 7 people, but we did really well. We got super chats. Says love the hangout. Exactly. Hit me up, Blues Guy, if you want to hang out some more. Of course, I extend that to anybody and everybody who are regulars. And stay underground. Stay underground. Stay crypto. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be about Cosmos, which maybe will be more exciting because I feel like way more people know about Solana ecosystem than Cosmos ecosystem. So we could have a lot of fun there. Blues Guy says, underground, thank you. Reliable, thank you. Have a great evening, sirs. Exactly. Catch you on the flip side. Catch you tomorrow. Underground Crypto, out.